And a good evening, and welcome to Thunderdome, live from the Center Ice Arena in Harrington. My name's Gary Schofield, and I am joined in the booth tonight by a new friend of the Delaware Thunder, Mike Masil. Mike, welcome to Harrington, my friend.
Thank you. Great to be here. Excited to see some good hockey after a very solid opening weekend for the Thunder.
Absolutely. In their inaugural weekend of hockey action last week against the Columbus River Dragons. Disappointing opening night as they fall 5-2, but boy, did they bounce back on Saturday night with an 8-goal outburst. But again, spearheaded by the top line of Ryan Marker, Brandon Contrato, and Jack Toe. Marker, 8 points over the weekend.
And that is just a stat you don't usually see. 8 points in 2 games is obviously bonkers, some may say. So you hope to see him feed off that and the home crowd here tonight.
Yes, and the crowd is continuing to file in. We do have some new faces in the Thunder lineup tonight, some roster moves that were made, some in the wee hours of the night last night, some throughout the week, but some new names that you're going to hear. One is Thomas Minicchiello. He is in town after a trade that sent Zach Ziering to Battle Creek, Michigan. So that trade was put together last night by GM Charlie Penz, and of course Minicchiello drove all through the night to get here to be in action tonight. He'll wear the number 28 for the Delaware Thunder. A few other additions as well. You may recognize the name Brett Menton. Brett was actually on the Columbus River Dragons last weekend, had 3 assists over the weekend for Columbus. Tonight, he'll be in the silver and black for the Delaware Thunder wearing number 44. You're also added to the roster this weekend Evgeny Demin wearing number 5, Timur Ulanov number 15. They'll also be in action tonight for this Delaware Thunder squad that is looking to try to knock off the defending Federal Hockey League champs. The Commissioner's Cup trophy resides with these Carolina ThunderBirds, who had a pretty impressive opening weekend of their own.
Yep, and just like they did last year, they did it with goaltending to start the season, and it's Henry Dill. He's been the real deal through the first couple of games, posting up an 1,000 save percentage to start. 60 saves in 2 games, obviously averaging 30 saves a game. Pretty nice. It's not just that fluky shutout where, hey, he had 15 saves, all right. He's made some big saves and kept his team in it. And both games, his team's only scored 2 goals in them, both of them.
Well, that's the interesting thing. There were some real grinded-out defensive battles with the Elmira Enforcers last weekend. And I'm really interested to see how the Thunder will attack Carolina. You know that they're going to come in tonight probably feeling like the underdog. You know, they're the new kids on the block. Even though a lot of their guys have FHL experience, they would really love to make their mark tonight against a team that's had the success that Carolina has.
Yeah, and it comes out to that early start. You have to jump on a team who hasn't given up a goal. Obviously came out of the gates winning 2 straight already, looking for 3 tonight. And if they get that momentum early and jump out in front, it could be a long night for the Thunder. So what they need to do, they need to get shots on goal and shots on goal early.
And it'll be interesting as well because what will the style of play be? Last week was fairly wide open with Columbus. You had 2 teams new to the league that just kind of wanted to get out and skate and run. It seems to me Carolina is going to play a little bit more of an even-tempered kind of defensive style, obviously, pitching 2 shutouts last week.
Right, and they got those 2 wins against Elmira, who's a team that came in second last season during the regular season. So they're no slouch either. So if they're playing that run-and-gun style today, Delaware, they might get burned on a couple goals. They're going to need to play a solid, solidified game today and take their chances when they get them.
We're getting ready for face-off tonight as the Thunder are about to get introduced here at the Center Ice Arena. Let me take this opportunity to thank some of our fine sponsors before we get to the face-off tonight that have helped make Delaware Thunder hockey possible. Bay Health, Betsy Ross Pizza, Brimminghorn Meadery, Duck Creek Printing, Gatehouse Media, M&T Bank, Easy Loans Incorporated, The Barn, Harrington Insurance, Big Oyster Brewery, Coeur d'Leon Grill and Restaurant, 47 ABC, Delaware Prep Ice Hockey, Bridal Bit Liquors, Charlie's Painting, American Hockey Services, Forever Media, Applebee's Grill and Bar, Robert Webster Cosmetic and Family Dentistry, Delmarva Chiropractic and Wellness Center, First State Fabrication, Pizza King, Post-Acute Medical, Premier Orthopedic Bone and Joint Care, Holiday Inn Express, the Delaware State Lottery, Planet Fitness, and new to our list of sponsors this weekend, we welcome Mission Barbecue and THG Transport Incorporated. Now, when you look at the Carolina roster, we mentioned that they haven't put up a ton of points with just the 4 goals that they scored last weekend, but just some names that you're going to want to keep an eye out for. They've got, obviously, Mike mentioned Henry Dill, who's the star goaltender, but Michael Bunn, he assisted on 3 of their 4 goals last weekend, and then their 3 goal scorers were all multiple point scorers. Daniel Klinecki, Peter Panicek, and Stanislav Bakur, and it seems to be a very European flair to this Carolina roster.
Yes, it does, and obviously with Bunn, that was 3 assists on the season so far. Every time he's on the ice, you have to keep an eye on him because he's going to get somebody else in a scoring position like Panicek, who has that goal on the season. I believe he scored goal number 1 of the first game for that game winner.
And we're getting ready for face-off here, and again, this is an opportunity. I was talking to Coach Penz earlier today, and he basically said that he felt good after last weekend, that he felt about midway through the game Friday night that the Thunder were starting to get their legs under them, that maybe some of those first game jitters is what caused them to fall in that first period hole last week. Obviously getting into the penalty box as much as they didn't help either, but it came true. They played Columbus even in the second and third period on Friday night, and then they came out like lightning on Saturday, putting up 3 in the first and getting out to a 4-goal lead before Columbus found the back of the net. So I think he's feeling pretty confident that he's going to be able to match up with the leadership and the experience that Carolina brings to the table.
Right, and I had a very similar conversation with Coach Penz, and he said this is going to show us where we're at. And I know it's only game 3. I know it's early, long season. I get it, but you want to play the best of the best early. You want to see where you are in the season. And like we said, if they come out roaring like they did in game number 2 against Columbus and put Carolina on their heels, that's something they don't know yet this season. So we'll have to see how they respond if they go down 1 or 2-0.
That's an excellent point, and my guess would be, with the championship pedigree that they have, and a lot of guys returning from that championship squad last season, they're not going to bend. You know what I mean?
No.
They're going to be ready for whatever Delaware is going to throw at them, and they're equally going to be looking for a fast start, especially to try to turn on their offense that was stymied last week.
Right, and quiet the crowd, who you know is going to be loud to start. So they keep them quiet with a couple girls early. Delaware's going to have to find a way to get the crowd back into it. So we'll see, but you're 100% right. You don't win championships by going down 1 or 2-0 and losing those games.
Excellent point. And again, you mentioned the crowd. It's another good one here at the Center Ice Arena. Now, there is still some room. If you want to come by, you're not far away. Come on over to Harrington, get yourself in here, and tickets, of course, available as well for tomorrow night. You can get those at DelawareThunder.com. Being announced to the crowd as we speak by our PA announcer, Tom Schultz, is the captains have been announced for tonight. And after the Star Spangled Banner, we'll fill you in on who they are. And another rousing rendition of the Star Spangled Banner here at Thunderdome as we get set for face-off. And as I was mentioning to you before the Star Spangled Banner, Coach Penz did not name captains of this team before opening weekend. Last weekend, the word came down today that he has assigned the captaincy to 2 men that play on the back line for the Thunder, Charlie Penz Jr. and Alex Basie, who both had fantastic opening weekends last weekend, more on the defensive side. And I think that's part of the reason why Coach Penz is excited to have Brett Menton in the fold tonight, is he adds a little bit more offense from the blue line than what we saw last week from the Thunder.
Right, and a team that scored, obviously, averaging 5 goals a game with a 10 in the first 2, and you add another force on the back end, that could be quite dangerous, especially against a team like Carolina, who clearly relies on their back end as well.
Joe Osaka, Nigel Slade, as well as number 26 for Carolina, Jan Krivolovic, out on the draw with Marker, Contrado, and Jack Toe. The Thunder win the draw, and we're underway tonight at Thunderdome. The Delaware Thunder and the Carolina ThunderBirds, the defending FHL champions. Played in deep by Contrado. Toe plays it back in the corner, and now they'll battle to a side. Swung back around, and Carolina will look to break out. Nice headman pass through the neutral zone as Slade moves into the zone. Quick snapshot, Aaron Taylor with the left glove, and then he takes a shoulder. And the Thunder defenseman, Charlie Penn's, not happy with that at all.
And you love that first shot, a nice easy shot from Taylor to see right at the top of the circle. Had no problem with the glove there.
Quick snapshot there from Osaka, our first shot on goal of the night. And, you know, we talked a lot about Dill for Carolina. Aaron Taylor had a heck of a weekend in his own right last weekend for the Thunder. Yeah, he led up the 7 goals over the weekend, but he played a lot better than those 7 goals.
Right,
tell you.
Made a lot of saves, 916 save percentage. Obviously pretty good for your first weekend with the new team.
Off the draw, Carolina plays it back behind the Delaware net. Alex Basie tries to clear, can't do it. Thrown into the slot, Kieran Devine will clear it to the sideboards. Jack Toe will now play it back in deep where Basie will chase. He's being pestered by a Thunderbird, and then Kieran Devine plays it around. Contrado with a nifty backhand pass. Marker now through the neutral zone, but he loses control as he stepped into there by the Carolina defenseman. Thunderbirds coming back the other way. Puck losing his edge on the near side here as Delaware comes back the other way. Contrado's shot blocked as they'll fight for it along the near boards. The Thunderbirds are going to come away with a clear through the neutral zone, as that's one of the newest members of the Delaware Thunder, Evgeny Demin, who carries it behind the Thunder goal. But now he loses control. A sprawling Thunderbird backhand shot goes high and wide over the left glove of Taylor. Along to the near side now, played back in front. Puck still loose in the slot. Another quick shot. That goes high and wide. And Kieran Devine will try to clear it away, but only gets it to the sideboards. Good keep there at the blue line by the Thunderbird defenseman. And now, finally, the Thunder go the other way. Back into the zone. These are the new members of the Thunder. Nick Yelly controlling there, but then he loses, and now the Thunderbirds clear the zone. Back out to center, off a skate, and it'll go all the way in on Taylor. With a chance to clear, can't get it all the way out. Wild shot, bounces off a Thunder defenseman into the backboards.
Well, you said it 2 or 3 times already. The Thunder can't get it out. The Thunder can't get it out, and that's something they cannot do tonight against this good Carolina team.
They're getting the cycle working now. Back to the point, right in the high slot, shot wide by Campbell as Taylor came out to challenge, but again, the Thunderbirds gained control. Back to the point. Another shot from the point goes wide, back around to the near circle. But again, the Thunderbirds in control. Nifty pass through the slot, just couldn't find his man there. And the Thunder again failed to clear. And now a stolen pass. And finally, things calm down as the Thunder clear the zone. Back through the neutral zone, but this went all the way down, but they wave off the icing, saying that a Thunderbird player could have played it in the neutral zone. Calming things down now behind the net is Nathan Campbell for Carolina. Now go ahead.
And what a shift for him. I mean, jumping up into the rush 2 or 3 times, getting a couple good scoring chances there.
Quick pass through the slot, goes wide. And the Thunder do clear again all the way down. Campbell chases again. Also no icing here as McIntosh tries to get to the puck. He pesters him enough to at least kick it loose, and now Masters will fight for it. Now it's Campbell and McIntosh, Masters as well. McIntosh doing his best to just freeze that puck. Finally gets it back to the point. Quick pass, but that pass is blocked and back out to the neutral zone. That's where it'll be carried back out by Carolina. They'll come 3-on-3 as the Thunder are back on defense, sliding to the net. Quick shot off the shoulder of Taylor, and then he'll just cover up as we get a stoppage of play with 16:50 to go in a scoreless first period.
Well, we've seen it a couple of times. We just talked about Campbell being the defenseman stepping up in the rush 2 or 3 times. They come in from that blue line to the high slot and had 3 or 4 good scoring chances.
On the draw, the Contrado line back out. Ryan Marker, Daniel DeCristofaro, Charlie Penn's, and Jack Toe for the Thunder. On the draw for Carolina, Peter Panicek. He wins the draw back to the point. That shot hits a Thunderbird in front. And now Panicek has it behind the net as he comes wheeling around, but he's marked by Pence. Throws one in front, and he goes off the skate of Ryan Marker, and Taylor will cover up for another stoppage of play.
Well, Panicek was one of the guys we talked about a little bit in the open, and he's behind the net trying to make something happen. Face-off win in the offensive zone can always lead to a scoring chance, and it does right there. But Taylor, once again, out on top of the crease to make the save.
They'll keep this line out. It's Nippard, Panicek, and Grebennikov for Carolina. Marker Contrado, win by Panicek, goes right in on Taylor. Now he comes around into the slot, but into the skates of the defenseman. But now it comes loose, and it's in front. Nice save by Taylor. And somehow the puck trickles to the side of the net. Now Penn's battling for it behind the net. And a big hit there by DeCristofaro. I think he's lucky he doesn't get a boarding call, as the Thunder are going to be able to get out of the zone.
Well, we've seen it why this team is one of the tops in the league. They pressure, and even though they only have the 4 goals, they could already have close to that tonight.
Generating great scoring chances time and time again, and just controlling the play. Panicek again. Quick drop pass. That shot's blocked by Basie. Contrado gloves it down, and now he'll skate behind his own net. Clears it through the neutral zone, but that pass is intercepted. Thunderbirds have to clear the zone, though, and Klinicki will just play it in deep. Aaron Taylor will stop it there for Kieran Devine. But as you mentioned, they quickly pressure the puck. Luckily, the Thunder are able to break out. Here comes Ryan Marker, but he's 1-on-4. Skates through, quick shot off the blocker of Dill. Jack Toe fanned on the rebound, and now the Thunderbirds come the other way. Nifty passing. They almost had a 3-on-2 rush, but the pass was not handled there, and it goes to the sideboards. Back to the point for a wild shot that goes wide. But again, Carolina keeps. They'll try to cycle again. They'll work it in deep. There's Bunn, 3 assists on the season. Just a little chip pass, thrown through the slot, back to the point. Quick shots. Kicked wide by Kieran Devine. A lot of action here, but it's mainly by Carolina. Quick tip pass there by Marker as he tried to get around the defenseman on a break, and instead it kicks out of play.
Jack Toe has the best offensive chance of the night thus far for Delaware on the other end. Couldn't get good lumber on it and just fanned on it. And once again, Taylor at the other end, making himself big as possible with a lot of bodies in front of the net.
You and I were talking about the skill of Ryan Marker, and just the fact that he was able to get a clean shot off when he's 1-on-4 there is a good example of that. Off the draw, the Thunder control. They'll play it around, but Brendan Young can't handle the pass. Holt's shot is blocked at the point. Now Young comes back the other way for Delaware. He'll just dump it in deep, and the Thunder will see if they can get the cycle game going, but Dill cuts that off, and he'll play it along the near boards. Campbell tips it ahead, and now the Thunderbirds try to break back. Nice pass onside, but then a good poke check by Charlie Penns, but the puck's still loose. Back to Holt. He'll throw it in deep. Back behind the net there, it's Carolina retrieving the puck. Big shot from the point by Campbell. That's blocked in front, but the Thunderbirds get to it again. Penns now behind his own net. Will try to chip it around the Thunderbirds forward. They'll fight 2 aside there. Puck's still loose. And finally, it's Panicek that comes away with it. He goes back to the point to Campbell. His long shot goes wide. Penns now, he loses control. Panicek gets it again. Now he's hit to the boards. Holt, though, with a nice poke check, keeps it in. And now the Thunder finally cleared the zone and come back the other way. Brennan Young trying to skate through 2 Thunderbirds. Goes into the corner. Quick side angle shot, and that's sticked away by Dill. Still loose in the slot. Thrown in front. Just kind of a wild pass. Holt, stick check there by Evan McIntosh. Lost control for a second, but was able to get it to his Thunder teammate. And they'll just loft one down the near side back to center.
Best 30 seconds of the night for Delaware. A good shot and a good forecheck right after it to get the puck right back.
Cristofaro's clearing attempt is blocked down. The Thunder continue to have trouble getting out of their own zone tonight. As the Thunderbirds retrieve it at center ice and just fire it in, Aaron Taylor gloves it down there and will hand for DeCristofaro to play. He plays it along the near boards. Vortinoff couldn't get it through the blue line, and now McIntosh retrieves. Vortinoff again, stick check there by Grebennikov. Vortinoff again, just kind of standing still, and again he gives it away. Grebennikov, backhand pass. Good stick check there by Vortinoff on Panicek, and now we get a whistle. Looks like we're getting our first penalty of the night, and this one's going to go against the Thunder.
And all that because of, once again, the good pressure on the forecheck and Delaware unable to clear. You're playing a good team like Carolina. You can't give them a chance to score on the power play, and you can't be taking penalties because you can't clear your own zone.
And this was the recipe for disaster for the Thunder last Friday night. Multiple power plays in the first period gave Columbus a chance to jump out in front. Overall, the Thunder not terrible on the kill. They killed 8 out of 10 over the weekend, last weekend, so they're at an 80% clip. Obviously, you'd like to see that a little bit higher. But, you know, numbers are inflated with just 2 games on record. On the draw, Delaware wins. Kieran Devine tries to clear, but he can't. They'll play it along the blue line. That's Klinicki. Back to the point. Klinicki holds. Over to Bunn. They'll switch sides. Bunn still holds. Gets it under the stick of Marker. Back to Klinicki. Trying to set up the umbrella. It's Bunn again. Sliding attempt by Marker. Bunn will walk in. His shot's deflected into the corner. Retrieved there by the Thunderbirds. Now Basie's down in front. Klinicki with a shot from the point. It's deflected. Good kick save there by Taylor. And going hard into the boards there is Contrado. He wants a call, doesn't get one. Klinicki with a pass across the Bunn, but it's in his skates. And finally we get a whistle. And now the Thunderbirds are going to lose a man to the penalty. Mark Steele will go off as he was battling in front with Alex Basie.
I believe it's actually Contrado that they got for unsportsmanlike after he got up. I think he was giving the ref a piece of his mind after the missed cross-check call in the corner.
Okay, with Carolina having control of the puck, I expected a Thunderbird penalty. Instead, as Mike quickly picked up on there, the Thunder are going to go down 5-on-3 for a minute and 24 seconds. They were able to kill a 5-on-3 in the first period last Friday night. We'll see if they can repeat that feat tonight. Connor Haas is on the draw for Carolina against Ryan Marker. Marker wins it cleanly to Cristofaro. Played it right towards the bench. It hit one of the Thunder bench players' sticks. So unfortunately, that draw is going to come right back in front of Aaron Taylor.
Right, and bad call or not, you really got to keep your cool, especially early in the first period. You know, you don't want the refs on the bad side already.
Especially when you're already down a man. Just not a smart hockey play there. Another face-off win by Marker, but to Cristofaro, pressured quickly by two Thunderbirds. That's one of the disadvantages of being down 5-on-3. And they continue a battle in the corner. De Cristofaro doing well just to kill some time. But now the Thunderbirds come out with it. Back to the point. That's Bunn. He'll play to Klinecki. Back to Bunn. They'll play a little two-man game. Now down into the corner. Back to the point. Bouncing puck for Bunn. Now he'll play it to Klinecki. Winds and fires. Taylor makes the initial save. Could not corral the rebound. And they score. The Thunderbirds cash in on the power play. Connor Haas with his first of the year.
Pucks on net, pucks on net, pucks on net. It's a 5-on-3. They try to wind a couple towards the net. Fan or don't get it going that way. Taylor makes the first save. Rebound all alone in front was Connor Haas for his first of the season.
And that's one Aaron Taylor will tell you he's going to kick himself for, because he had an opportunity to jump on that loose puck, just couldn't get his glove on it, and it slid to the side of the net, and it was an easy top shelf put away for Haas.
Right over here on the near side, it looks like the Delaware coaching staff trying to get the full assessment of what the second penalty was for. Obviously, you know, when you're already down a man, the 5-on-3, it's got to be a pretty good thing that he said to him to get the 2-minute call.
That's an excellent point, Mike. You would think that, you know, officials would have a little bit of a thicker skin, but Coach Penn's not happy with that at all. He's also saying, basically what Contrato was saying, cross-check in the corner should have been a call the other way. It wasn't. Carolina's on the board 1-0, and they still have a minute and 31 seconds of penalty time to try to kill off here. McIntosh will take the draw, and he wins it back into the Delaware zone. Basie will chase, and he'll just clear it through the neutral zone. Campbell, though, plays it there at the blue line. Cross ice as the Thunderbirds try to break into the Delaware zone, but they lose it. Now McIntosh will chase with Campbell into the Carolina zone. Campbell will carry around behind Dill, and he'll just slow it down to try to reset the man advantage for the Thunderbirds.
Now, you never say there's a such thing as a makeup call, but do you think Delaware might deserve one there?
You would hope so at some point tonight, at the risk of being called a homer. Now through the neutral zone. Here come the Thunderbirds with speed and numbers. They get set. Campbell on the point with Holt. Campbell has it now. He holds. He'll play it over to the corner. Now down low, looking for a man in the slot. Quick pass back and a nice kick save by Aaron Taylor, but the puck's still loose behind the net. Pass tipped by Alex Basie, where the Thunderbirds control again. They'll look to set up that two-man game from the corner to the slot. Back behind the net. In front, that pass went right off of Aaron Taylor's, the knob of his stick. And now here the Thunder come on a 2-on-1. Eric Masters and McIntosh. McIntosh, pass to Masters, his shot, save! Dill, beautiful sliding save. Then the puck got loose in the slot. McIntosh couldn't cash it in. And then all of a sudden it was at the point, and Charlie Pence winds a slap shot that Dill denies as well.
Best scoring chance of the night comes on the 5-on-4, and it starts with the goaltender, Taylor, back at the other end. An active stick deflect that puck up and over the defenseman head for a 2-on-1 that was nearly deposited into the back of the net a couple times.
19 seconds remain on the man advantage with 11:05 to play in the first period. Thunderbirds leading 1-0. Ryan Marker gets thrown out of the face-off circle. It'll be Jack Toe against Panachik here. Toe tries to play it in deep. The Thunderbirds control, though. They'll look for one last power play rush as they come up with speed through the neutral zone. That's Panachik who plays it through at center, carries it all the way in. Backhand pass goes loose. Nice little tip play there by Toe. And now Marker trying to play one-on-one, but he's double-teamed at the blue line, but is able to get it in deep. Toe bodies a man to the corner, but the Thunderbirds come away with it.
I think we've seen a lot of dancing and dipping at the blue line from the Thunder. Got to get pucks deep and go to work that way against a good Carolina team who's going to shut down the blue line.
Vlasov trying to carry out for the Thunderbirds. He loses control along the near boards, and Jack Toe's able to play it back in deep. He'll chase again. Jack Toe tries to get a stick on the puck there. They'll just fire it across the Carolina zone, but again, they'll come away with it. They're finally able to play it out to center. Now they'll come in 2-on-2. Basie checks a man there, just throws a pass wildly in front, and that'll be played back behind the net. Basie able to control it there.
Delaware with a good forecheck on the other end and then right back on the other end. Good back check to show up and say, hey, we're not going to give you that free zone entry anymore.
That long pass into the Carolina zone, icing waved off as Contrado got down there. But Carolina, again, they stand up at the blue line and clear the zone. Here comes Bunn with a quick stretch and a shot that goes off the blocker of Aaron Taylor. He gets crashed into, and now the Thunder come back the other way. Marker and Toe. Toe with a quick shot save. Marker with a rebound. He scores! Ryan Marker, his 5th of the season. Dill gives up his first goal of the year, and we're tied at 1.
If you're hot, stay hot. And once again, it all starts at the other end. A big save by Taylor. Quickly back the other way is Marker. Drop pass to Toe, gets the rebound and makes no mistake over the blocker of Dill. And like you said, only his first goal given up of the season.
And you mentioned it in the pregame, Mike, about how the Thunder would respond if they fell behind. They feel like they had a bad call go against them. The Thunderbirds cash in, but they come right back and even this game. Off the draw, we're past the halfway point of the first period, tied at 1. Brennan Young with a big hit at center. Puck comes loose, and now they go back the other way as they skate after it there. Trying to pinch it in, but Campbell does a nice job of blocking the puck there in the neutral zone. Hitting starting to pick up a bit, although that almost looked like a trip that Krivolacek got away with. And no, he did not, as we get the whistle, and it looks like the Thunder will go to the man advantage.
Well, this could be a big turning point in this contest. The 5-on-3, obviously Carolina gets the goal. They kill the rest of the 5-on-4. Now Delaware goes to the power play for the first time tonight. We'll see what they can do on the power play. See if they can get this lead to 2-1 here.
They've done pretty well on the power play. They were a little quiet Friday night, but they cashed in on a couple of man advantages on Saturday. So I think they're building a little confidence. I know that's something that Coach Penz and the staff has really been working hard on in the first 2 weeks of the season, is just creating and generating some consistent power play opportunities. Marker wins the draw, but Penz can't keep it in. It'll go all the way back to the Delaware zone. Penz will retrieve, and he'll just skate it behind the net.
Sometimes they say the face-offs went a little too clean. That was one of them. Blew right past Penz, but let's see the breakout here.
Marker with a nice drop back pass to Penz. Jack Toe plays it off Contrado's skate, but then he stood up at the blue line, still able to get it in. Contrado winds and fires. That goes off the blocker calmly of Henry Dill. They'll play it back into the corner, though. Contrado fighting there with Holt. Gets it to Jack Toe behind the net. Toe back to Contrado, who will play it around. Marker plays it there. Quick little backhand pass, was trying to get it to Penz. Instead, Carolina comes away with it. Trying to quickly get a 2-on-1, but they can't. Quick shot goes wide. Along the far boards, Jack Toe will play there. Nice little touch pass to Marker with speed. He's across the blue line. Deeks around a man. He's on the backhand. Plays to the forehand and shoots it wide. Jack Toe will get to it there. Back to Marker. Marker tapping the stick to Cristofaro. He gets it to Contrado, but then he loses control behind the net, and Carolina will chase and get a free clear back to the neutral zone with 54 seconds to go on the power play.
I know you want to see the offense set up on the power play, but Marker's so nifty to be able to get to a high-scoring opportunity and put it on cage.
Cristofaro carries in, winds and fires. That shot was deflected a bit by Holt. Easy glove save there for Henry Dill.
And see, 2 ways I always say to beat a very good goalie. Rebounds and take away his eyes. Let's see at the last 46 seconds of the power play, Delaware is able to do that.
That's the interesting part. When they were set up before, it didn't really look like they were trying to get anybody in front. Just trying to play that, that corner game with Toe and Contrado. Big winded shot there by Basie and a pad save by Dill. And Carolina able to clear it all the way down. This will go to the right of Taylor. He'll try to set it up for Basie for one last rush with 30 seconds to go. Basie's pass is knocked down by Holt. He'll have to reverse his tracks and start the rush over again as he plays to Brennan Young.
Well, we talked about it. They try to set up the big shot from Basie, but unable to take away the eyes of Dill, who saw it the whole way.
Cristofaro, drop pass there for Minton. He can't get it out of his skates, but Eric Masters comes away with it, tries to throw one on net, but it's caught in skates. Cristofaro spins. His shot patted aside by Dill, and that one's going to clear all the way out, and that should just about do it for this man advantage. Aaron Taylor plays it all the way down and could not connect on the pass to Basie, and that unfortunately will go as an icing.
7:12 to go in the first. Penalty does expire here, and I love to see that from Taylor, but unfortunately all that comes out of it is a defensive zone faceoff for the Thunder.
And defensive zone's kind of a naughty word here in the first period, because it feels like, aside from that man advantage and Marker's score, most of this first period's been played on this end of the ice tonight.
Yes, it has. That is true, but where it matters, it is 1-1 still.
Evgeny Demin loses the draw. Walking in is Bunn. Puck's in skates, spinning with a shot that's kicked wide there on a nice play by Basie. Masters now along the far boards. He's able to kick it back to center, and now we get another whistle. As we're going to get another penalty. I think this one's also going to go against Carolina. Holding his hands up like, who, me? Is Connor Haas, the goal scorer tonight for the Thunderbirds.
And I might have to agree with Connor Haas on that one. Looked like a pretty clean check from up here, but nevertheless, 2 minutes on the clock, and that means the Delaware Thunder are right back to the power play. Let's see if they can take away the eyes of Dill this time. A lot of one shot and right out for the Thunder.
Well, you mentioned whether or not that makeup call would come. Maybe that was it.
That could have been.
6:59 to go in the first period. We're tied at 1. He's Mike Masil. I'm Gary Schofield. Glad to have you along. If you're watching on YouTube, thank you for tuning in to Delaware Thunder hockey. The Thunder on the power play. They'll get it back to the point. Charlie Penns, he just knifes it back past the defender, and Evan McIntosh plays it there. He tried to drop it for Marker, but it's easily stolen and cleared all the way down.
Carolina's not going to get beat by those fake out plays. You're going to have to work hard and get pucks to the front, but definitely with a lot of pressure on because they're reading them like a book on the power play.
Penns gets it to Ryan Marker, who looks to break out through the neutral zone. He's just going to dump it deep into the near corner. Contrado chasing there, but the Thunderbirds get there first. Along the near wall, Contrado walks through with it. Now he's behind the net. Plays it back to the point to Marker. Marker to Penns. He plays it back into the corner looking for Contrado. Contrado to Toe now along the near boards. He'll wait. He'll play it back to Contrado. They set up that triangle with McIntosh in the circle. Toe back to the point to Penns. Fakes the fire to Marker. His shot, glove save. Henry Dill as he was going to his backside, showing his skills and why he had back-to-back shutouts last weekend.
Henry Dill makes a save, but on the bright side for the Delaware Thunder, it will be a 5-on-3 power play, as I believe they got Daniel Martin for a slash right in the slot.
That'll be 1 minute and 8 seconds of 5-on-3 time. So the Thunderbirds were able to cash in on their two-man advantage. If the Thunder do so here, it'll put them in front with 6:07 to play.
And my apologies, it was Mark Steele actually to the box.
Evgeny Demon joins the power play now as he plays one wing. Penns at the point. He's got Toe in the slot. Penns will wind and fire, but as you mentioned, nobody in front. Easy save there for Dill. Back to Toe. Toe, backhand pass for Marker. He plays it down low for Contrado. Contrado on the side at the circle. Tough angle shot off the shoulder of Dill. Now the puck bouncing through the slot, and Carolina will come up with the clear. Nice defensive play there by Demon to at least hold him up, make him just dump it all the way down, where the Thunder will play with 40 seconds to go on the two-man advantage.
And on that 5-on-4, right before the penalty, you hear the bench saying, let Carolina touch it, let Carolina touch it. They wanted as much 5-on-3 time as possible.
Ryan Marker plays it into the offensive zone, hands it to Demon. Demon back to Marker. Marker to DeCristofaro. He fakes the shot and then plays it down low to Contrado. Another tough pass through the crease. The puck still loose in front. Backhand shot. It's denied by a couple of Carolina defenders, including Campbell, who were sprawled in front of Dill. DeCristofaro's backhand pass didn't get much on it, and Campbell's able to play it in.
And a lot of times when you say a defenseman's name a lot, it's not always a good thing, but Campbell was on the right side of a lot of good offensive and defensive plays in this first.
First penalty expires. 50 seconds remain of power play time. Marker, backhand pass to Demon. His shot goes off the leg in front and to the corner. 4:50 to go. We're tied at 1 with 40 seconds to go on the power play. Pass out in front is played nicely by the defense of Carolina, and the Thunder will have to retreat. Played along the near wall. Back out to center now. It's Ryan Marker. Quick shot. Handcuffs Dill a bit, but is able to get it off his shoulder and cover up. 28 seconds remain on the power play.
Well, you can tell Marker's one of those players where if you're an opposing team, you always have to know where he is on the ice because he's dangerous with or without the puck, and not a lot of players can do both, but he is definitely one of them, and it's shown in the first 16:25 of this period.
After a long shift for Ryan Marker, he'll go to the bench, and the Thunder will go with Evan McIntosh, Brendan Young, and Eric Masters, Alex Basie, and Penns on the D for the last 28 seconds of this power play. On the draw for Carolina, Connor Haas. Basie at the point, plays to Penns. Penns tries to get it to Young, but it goes under his stick, and they'll look to clear it around, but Alex Basie with a nice pinch there. He'll keep it in for Delaware. He plays to Eric Masters. Masters behind the net. Now he'll reverse course. He's going to try to get it back to the point to McIntosh, but changed his mind. He's manned up there. Wow, I was trying to get it to Brendan Young just above the circle, just a little too far, and Charlie Penns will have to retrieve. He'll play it across to McIntosh. Evan goes back behind the net to Penns, and that does it for the power play. We've got 4 minutes left in the first period. Nice pass, Alex Basie moving through the neutral zone, will dump it in deep. Evan McIntosh chases there, off his skate, in front, Basie with a backhand shot. It gets kicked to the side, and now the Thunderbirds will fight for it there. McIntosh again, pesky forechecker Evan McIntosh is. He again goes to the corner with the body, and the puck's still loose. Finally comes along the near boards, and Joe Osaka is able to play it out for Carolina. He comes across the blue line, throws it in front, looking for Bunn, just under his stick there, and the puck's now loose in the corner. Brett Menton playing it along. He again is able to knife it through, and it does clear the zone, and Carolina will backpedal, get a quick line change here, and Campbell plays it in.
Back-to-back good plays by Menton to get the puck out and force a bad pass.
Forced Campbell to the outside there, but Campbell still almost had a good scoring chance set up with that pass in front. Good defense played, though, on the back end by Kieran Devine, and the puck goes all the way through the Carolina zone, and Henry Dill will cover up for a stoppage with 3:11 to go.
And you see Henry Dill make good save after good save in this period, and the only shot that beat him in period number 1 was off that juicy rebound. But let's talk about the difference between the first 5 minutes and the last 10 for this Thunder team. They have been very good, and it's been a tale of 2 halves of the period.
Well, and it's interesting. It feels like it all started with a Thunder penalty. Since that man advantage for Carolina, which turned into a 2-man advantage, which is where they cashed in, the Thunder have kind of basically dominated the play since that point.
Yeah, and you said it. It's sometimes the weirder things that can spring an offense on the other side. You kill the penalty, you get some momentum. Obviously, you give up the 5-on-3 goal. Then you come back, you kill the 5-on-4, and then you get some momentum on the offensive side. You get a good chance to score shorthanded, and then you bury one on 5-on-5 play.
You get the media timeout here with 3:11 to go. We usually do this a little earlier in the period, but the action's been fast and furious here tonight. And, of course, you can see it live in person tomorrow night. We'll be right back here, 7 o'clock face-off. Same 2 teams, Thunderbirds and the Delaware Thunder. And again, I don't think I can stress this enough. You're talking about a brand new team in the Delaware Thunder against the defending FHL champions. And this is a great measuring stick for this team at this point of the season where, remember, Mike, training camp just started 2 weeks ago. So a lot of these guys haven't even, well, and even more so tonight, some of these guys that are wearing Thunder uniforms just got here today. You know, Menton is one of them. Nick Yellow, who they got in the trade last night from Battle Creek. So still a lot of learning to do, but this would be a good test and a good measuring stick for where they are as a team. Off the draw, Kieran Devine plays it through center, but now Carolina will carry the play in. Quick side angle shot off the shoulder of Aaron Taylor, and that goes over the glass and through the netting as well. So there's a souvenir for a lucky Thunder fan.
Right, and as you said, just a touchback on the Thunderbirds, not just a first-place team. They won 49 games last season, so a very dominant team all season long. So to see this first period come to the way it has, it's a good building block for the Delaware Thunder.
Face-off ensues here with 2:57 to go. Looks like Slade will take it for Carolina. He wins it clean. Back to the point. Holt, he winds and fires. Shot deflected just wide as Slade was able to get a stick on it. Delaware looks to move the other way. Vortnoff plays it ahead, but a nice stick check there. Gavin Connell-Helly along the Carolina bench is able to just play it into the zone, but the Thunderbirds come back the other way. 1-on-2, though, so they'll slow it down. Slade, though, quick pass across, but couldn't catch him on the forehand. He had to play that to his backhand and kind of reset. Slade along the near boards. He's manned by Gavin Connell-Helly, but they get it across to the point. Quick shot goes wide, deflected into the corner. Kieran Devine will play it there. He plays it high. Tried to get me a souvenir. It was one of my biggest fears before we started broadcasting up here, Mike. I asked the powers that be if we were going to get cages to protect these beautiful faces of ours.
Almost needed one on that one. I was making a beeline for you up here, but Connor-Helly, one of the bigger bodies on this team, and I'd love to see him in the offensive zone, get to the front of the net, and take away Dell's eyes. Unfortunately, that shift trapped in the D zone, but using that big body to help clear the puck.
His big body did cash one in last week, as you said, just playing around the front of the net. Rebound came loose. He was able to cash one in that Saturday night win over Columbus.
Unfortunately, he'll sit for the 2 for the delay of the game.
Oh, right, because he played it right over the glass out of his own zone. So right back to the power play go the Thunderbirds. They win the draw. DeCristofaro bodies a man there, but Panachik comes away with it. He'll play it into the corner. Back to the point. He'll skate to the middle. Passes it back to the corner. Panachik, his quick shot blocked in front. And goes back to the corner where he quickly retrieves. He plays it right back out in front to Vlasov. Back to Vlasov again. Quick shot, Panachik, and it hits a man in front. Pens took that one right off the belly. And the Thunder are able to clear it all the way down.
And both penalty kills have been good tonight, and we've seen a different style from both teams. Carolina more of the aggressive, where Delaware will sit back a little bit and force you into a bad pass.
Thunderbirds able to get it back in, but then the puck comes loose. Penn's clearing attempt, though. Hits a man along the sideboards, and now they'll battle to a side. Now the Thunderbirds get numbers, but then that pass back to the point is intercepted by Contrado. It was a foot race for a minute with Bacour, but then Henry Dill decided to come out and play the puck, and the Thunderbirds will get it back going here along the near wall. Right in front of the Carolina bench. Bacour comes away with it. Plays it to Panachik. Panachik's pass across. Back to the point for Vlasov. After a nice little touch pass there. Right in front. It's in the skates of Bacour. Still loose. Panachik's shot. Saved by Aaron Taylor. Panachik gets it back, though. Throws it into the middle. Another quick shot, and Aaron Taylor takes it right off the face mask. Gloves it down and stops play with 1:06 to go.
He might not have a lot of saves, but it's about the quality in period number one, and he's made 2 or 3 incredible saves to keep this game at one, and Basie in the defensive end forcing a bad pass again, so it's not a easy tap-in in front.
You know, it's surprising to me that this team only cashed in 4 times last week in Elmira. They've got a lot of offensive firepower as they keep Panachik out there. Connor Haas, the goal scorer of the night, he gets thrown out of the face-off circle. And my apologies, that's Daniel Martin who will move in and take the draw. He wins it back to the point. Here's Klinecki. He'll walk it in. Back for a one-timer from Bunn, and that goes off Eric Masters, but then the rebound goes right to Martin, who finds the back of the net to put the Thunderbirds back up 2-1.
And sometimes there's no better power play than a broken play. And that is one of them right there. The shot gets blocked, and unfortunately for your Delaware Thunder, goes right to Martin, who was waiting for it in the low slot and is able to distribute it under the pad of Taylor into the yawning cage.
That's one of the dangers when you take a penalty like that one. You know, it's one of those things where if you are committing a penalty out of, you know, aggressive, hard-nosed play, coaches most times will accept that. But when you have a chance to clear and you just, you know, make a bad play, those are the tough ones to swallow.
And unfortunately for the Thunder, there was just over 2 minutes to play in the first, and that could be a big difference going into period number 2.
This will be 3 out of the last 4 periods now. They've given up a goal with under a minute to play in the session. Quick shot again in front there, but Aaron Taylor, whether on purpose or not, worked out to his benefit that he kicked the net off the moorings there.
Sometimes better to be lucky than good, they say, right? But he did make the save before the net did pop off.
42 seconds remain. Carolina after the power play goal up 2-1. Martin and Haas, the goal scorers tonight for the Thunderbirds. Ryan Marker cashes in for his 5th of the season for the Thunder. Haas and Marker will take the draw here. Haas wins it, goes back to the point. Klinecki winds. His shot is deflected by Martin in front. Goes back to the corner. Bunn will play it behind. Haas plays it there. Tries to hand it off to Bunn and then circle back in, but a nice defensive play by Ryan Marker. Puck goes high along the near boards, back out to center. Jack Toe comes away with it. His long shot, easy save for Henry Dill as he just covers it up in the midsection. And again, nobody in front. Henry Dill will stop those 99 out of 100 times.
Right, and some people say, why even try that shot? But hey, instead of just wrapping it around, now you get the offensive zone faceoff, and you get the top line out there.
Excellent point with 22 seconds to go. Enough time to generate a good scoring chance if you can get a faceoff win here. Marker going up against Nigel Slade. Marker gets the win, but Contrado couldn't get to the puck after a nice play there by Holt. He tried to get it ahead to Slade, but it's in his skates. But now he walks it in. Quick shot, deflected off the stick of Penn's, and Aaron Taylor's able to make the save. And then Alex Basie, after losing his stick, throws Slade down in front, and I think Basie's going to go off for a penalty here.
Right, and that's another one we talk about. You talk about the aggressive nature. That might be a bit too aggressive with only 9 seconds to go, and obviously a frustration penalty for the Thunder, who only trail 2-1 and need to keep their heads.
Not much time to really generate anything of consequence here for Carolina. Maybe a quick shot off of a face-off, as Basie, I think, is going to take his time to go to the box. Nigel Slade kind of pleading his case for maybe more than what it was. I'm not sure.
Yeah, he definitely got the worst of the exchange, but fortunately for him, this team will be up a man. The call is 2 for a rough on the assistant captain, Alex Basie.
So it looks like the draw will actually come in the right circle in the Delaware zone in front of Taylor. Nigel Slade, he'll take the draw. Holtz on the ice, Campbell, Kravalicek, as well as Osaka. Marker wins the draw. Cristofaro kicks it into the corner, but they'll throw one in front. It's loose, still loose at the side of the net, They can't get to it there, but again thrown out in front, and Marker finally clears the zone all the way down, and we'll get to the final buzzer to end what is a very entertaining first period of play. Couple of power play scores put the Thunderbirds up 2-1, but Ryan Marker cashed in on the power play himself to get the Thunder on the board. Again, 5 goals, now 9 points on the year for Ryan Marker. But it's funny, you mentioned, Mike, the first 5 minutes, the game went one way. The next 8 or 9 minutes went the Thunder's way, and then the last 6 or 7 minutes kind of reverted back to the beginning of the first period's form.
Yeah, unfortunately, you got to break it down by a couple minutes at a time, and the team that had the better overall time, I would say, was the Thunderbirds, and they lead 2-1 here. And you kind of saw the difference in the two teams here. I know the Thunderbirds took 3 penalties that period, but they weren't bad penalties. They were either a tripping or an elbow or a hit, and a couple undisciplined penalties on the other side that really hurt Delaware. Obviously the puck thrown over the glass for the delay of the game, that was a big problem. And now Alex Basie still could be a problem with 1:51 of penalty time left.
Especially at that point, and I don't ever want to second guess a player, because being out there on skates is a whole different animal than standing up here watching. But you have to have a semblance of the point of time in the game. 10 seconds to go, the puck's in the corner. You don't have your stick to just tackle him in front of your own goaltender. It's just not a smart play.
All right, and even if you plead your case to the ref saying, oh, he took a little dive or whatever, if you don't have a stick and you knock a guy over, a lot of times he's thinking that's frustration, or he wrapped his arms around him and threw him down. So you're 9 out of 10 times not going to win that battle, as Alex Basie didn't, and that's just not something you want to see from your alternate captain.
Absolutely right. He's Mike Masil. I'm Gary Schofield. We are through one period of action here at Thunderdome at Center Ice Arena in Harrington. The Carolina ThunderBirds 2, the Delaware Thunder 1. Intermission lasts about 15 minutes, and we'll be back with period number 2. We appreciate you watching on the Delaware Thunder YouTube channel or at federalhockey.com. We'll be back after the break. And we welcome you back into the Center Ice Arena on the Delaware State Fairgrounds in Harrington as we get set for period number 2 between the Delaware Thunder and the Carolina ThunderBirds. The Thunder getting set to leave the locker room, getting ready for period number 2. I'm Gary Schofield along my new partner Mike Massil. We had a ton of fun calling that first period. We saw a few things that stood out, at least to me, in that first period. One, Henry Dill is the real deal. 60 saves last week, 2 shutouts, made a couple of real sparkling saves that kept this a 1-goal lead for Carolina. But then, as you mentioned, the discipline and the relentlessness in the offensive zone and the way that they handle the puck, top notch.
Yeah, and that's the difference right now. That's the 1-goal difference. Is they scored that power play goal that propelled them to the 1-goal lead. And Delaware's not out of the woods yet. They got 151 to kill on the Alex Basie roughing minor, which can still come back to haunt them.
Ryan Marker found the back of the net for the Thunder. He becomes the Federal Hockey League leader in goals on the season with 5 and overtakes his teammate Brandon Contrado for the league lead in points. He's got 9. Contrado, 2 goals and 6 assists opening weekend last week for 8 points. Jack Toe had the helper on Marker's lone goal for the Thunder. And as Mike mentioned, they trail 2-1 as we get set to start period number 2.
Not so bad having the top 2 guys on your team in the league leading points.
Panachik, Grebennikov, and David Nippert will start it for Carolina. Marker wins the draw. DeCristofaro is able to dump it into the Carolina zone. Vlasov will play it there. He just carries it around his own net. And now here come the Thunder on the breakout. Nippert, he plays it ahead. Stood up at the line is Grebennikov, and coming back the other way is Contrado. Quick shot save with the blocker by Henry Dill. Contrado gets to the rebound, though, and another tough angle shot. Bounces off Dill back to the corner, so a couple of quick shorthanded chances for the Thunder.
It's Contrado using the speed to break away from the defense and get a good shot off that Dill just blockered away to keep it at 2-1.
Nice carry through the zone there by Bakur. Panachek tried to play it back to Bakur, but it's stolen by Contrado, and here comes Ryan Marker, quickly developing a 2-on-1. Marker, his shot deflected into the netting. Vlasov does a nice job of getting a stick on that shot, sending it out of play.
Played 45 seconds in period number 2, and the shorthanded Delaware Thunder have the 2 scoring chances of the period. Nothing on the power play so far for Carolina.
1:07 left on the Basie minor. Brennan Young will take the draw this time, along with Nigel Slade for Carolina. Drop the puck. Face-off won by Young. Quick shot from the corner by Jack Toe is deflected in front, but Brennan Young, he's hassling Holt there. Nigel Slade comes away with it. He'll spin it back to Campbell, who will retreat into his own zone and try to reset things for the Thunderbirds. He plays it back now through the neutral zone. Carolina gets it in deep. Krivalacic plays it back to the point. There's Campbell. Campbell plays it across. That's Slade, who plays it back into the corner. Back to Slade now. Back up top to Campbell. Campbell will wind and fire. Puck deflected. Taylor didn't see it, but it went off a defenseman in front into the corner. And then Kieran Devine clears the space. Campbell with a wide shot from the point back into the corner. Toe will play it along. Campbell tries to keep, and he does. Nice play by Campbell, the defenseman, to keep that one in. Now it comes loose in the slot. Score! Jan Krivalovic goes top shelf and beats Aaron Taylor, and for the 3rd time tonight, the Thunderbirds score on the power play.
And it is the good keep at the line from Nathan Campbell. We touched on him in the first period, and already early in the second, we're saying his name. He gets the puck down low and making no mistake, bearing it over the glove hand of Taylor.
Yeah, Campbell's been phenomenal. It feels like he's been on the ice just about the entire game as well on the blue line for the Thunderbirds. So he gets a big helper there. That was a nice individual effort, too, by Krivalovic to get himself open in the circle. And, man, pinpoint accuracy as he goes top shelf. 18:27 to go in the second period. Alex McIntosh will draw with Connor Haas here. They stalemate at center. Puck is in skates. McIntosh falls on top of it. Finally, Masters is able to punch it into the zone momentarily anyways. They battle in front of the Thunder bench. Klinetsky gets to it. And now the Thunder the Thunderbirds, I should say, just play it out. Now it comes back to the defenseman, Mark Steele. He plays it ahead. Trying to dump it into the zone was Haas, but I believe it goes into the Carolina bench for a stoppage of play with 18:05 to go.
Well, we hope to see a big answer from the Thunder here. Obviously now down 2 early in the 3rd. Plenty of time left in the game here. But this is a couple-minute stretch where they need to slow down Carolina and spin the momentum of this game.
Haas on the draw again with McIntosh at center. Cleanly won this time by McIntosh. Kieran Devine plays it through center all the way into the Carolina zone. Steele chases there. Vortnoff will harass him, but he's able to get it ahead to Bunn. Bunn hits Martin with speed. Martin gets it ahead to Haas. Haas in on Taylor, and a nice save as Aaron Taylor slides across the crease and is able to tuck that one right under the right arm. Daniel Martin, he's already cashed in on a goal tonight, had 23 last year for the Danville Dashers.
Yeah, nearly had 2 tonight, but Taylor answers the call again. He's been very good manning the cage for the Thunder tonight.
Same line out here, Haas, Martin, and Bunn. McIntosh will take the draw for Delaware. He's out with Masters and Vortnoff. Off the draw, cleanly won to Bunn. Back to Klinetsky at the point. Tries to get around a man, and he does. Gets it to Martin. Martin goes around Vortnoff. Now he'll skate into the circle. He'll stop and just fire one on Taylor, who easily sticks that aside to the corner, but the Thunderbirds regain possession. Shot from the point from Steele, bounces past Taylor, and Masters will retrieve it there along the near boards. He tries to play it out, but Klinetsky keeps. Now Martin and Masters will fight for it, and finally kicks back to center. The Thunderbirds reverse play again, nearly an offside. Bunn somehow stayed on the line there. Pass from Haas, wraparound from Bunn. It's sticked aside by Taylor, and now Masters plays it ahead to Vortnoff. He'll just dump it in as the Thunder need a line change.
And you see why the Thunderbirds are so good. They play smart, they play disciplined, and they get pucks on net. It's a simple 3-step recipe.
Long outlet pass tipped there by Bunn all the way down, but no icing here as Charlie Penns will play it out. He carries with speed, plays it ahead to Jack Toe. Drop pass for Ryan Marker. He'll dump it all the way down. Dill stops it behind the net, and he'll play it around for Grabinoff. He gets it past Marker, back to center. Goes all the way back into the Delaware zone. That's where Penns will play it along the near boards. Toe kicks it along. Back to center, Penns. He'll shuffle a pass over, and they'll dump it in deep. Ulanov plays it in deep. 2 players go sprawling to the ice. That's Jack Toe. But coming away with the puck is Marker. He fires his way into the slot and just hits the shoulder of Henry Dill with that off-balance shot. Dill will cover up for the faceoff.
And we've seen a common theme in this game. When Delaware's been at their best, they've been pressuring in the offensive zone. The forecheck's been on. That's led to a majority of their scoring chances tonight, and definitely the better of the ones they've had.
Almost seemed that Marker was a little surprised he was able to get into the high slot so easily there and found himself off balance for the shot. He's up against Nigel Slade on the faceoff dot this time. Slade wins it cleanly into the corner, but Marker almost beat him to it. Martin couldn't catch the bouncing puck. Now they'll play it back behind. There's Campbell. Campbell tries to outlet. The puck's just tipped by Osaka back to center. Menton will play it there. Ahead for Marker. Marker's pass is blocked by Osaka through the neutral zone. Contrado backpedaling, plays it at center. And now they'll just throw it back into the Delaware zone. Chasing there is Osaka. Osaka around behind the net. Now he reverses course on Menton. Goes back the other way, throws it in front. Shot deflected by Marker, but in prime scoring position was Krivolovic again looking for his second on the night.
We usually see Marker being the beneficiary of goals on the other side. On this time, he's on the defensive end of the ice making a good play. Good to see him doing it on both ends of the ice.
Well, you know, one of the things that Coach Penns talked about before the game was trying to get a little more offense out of his D-men, getting the opposite effect there from one of his high-scoring forwards. Off the draw, Vlasic with a shot that gets blocked. Back to the point, Bakur plays it to Panachik. Panachik trying to get around Penns. Charlie stands him up nicely there, but they're able to get it back to the point to Vlasov. His shot deflected off a skate in front and goes to the far boards, and here goes Brennan Young. He plays it to the newest Delaware Thunder man, forward Thomas Minucciello, and now we get a whistle because the play's offside.
Just a little bit too over anxious, the new guy there, a step offside. But you like to see that from the Thunder, stepping up in the rush and playing well. And I'd love, like you said in the open tonight, to see a couple of the defensemen step up a little bit in the rush and get involved, especially now down 2 goals.
And that's part of the reason why Brent Menton is here. Had 3 assists last weekend, 4 points overall. When Columbus was in town, he became available, and the Thunder are giving him a shot to make the roster tonight. Long shot from Charlie Penns from the red line, bounces into Henry Dill. He'll hold that in the big catching glove, and we'll go for another faceoff.
That was a bit of a scare, I'm sure, for Dill as that bounced on the way in. And when the puck's bouncing on ice, you really have no clue where that thing's going to end up.
Evgeny Demin will take the draw with Panachik. Demin wins it to the sideboards. Brennan Young plays it back to the point. Charlie Penns winds and fires. It's in the skates of Minucciello. He couldn't get it loose to his stick, and instead it's just cleared out by Carolina. Cristofaro tried to play it back to Demin, but Panachik with a quick stick is able to intercept that pass and play it back to his D. Carolina looks to come the other way now. Vlasic with the puck. He'll play it ahead to Bakur. Bakur with a drop pass. Quick one-timer by Panachik and a save with the right pad by Aaron Taylor. But Carolina gets to it in the corner. Back to Vlasov. His shot from the point is off the skate of Charlie Penz, and now the Thunder come the other way. Brennan Young tried to deke around Bakur, but he couldn't do it. Penz bodies him at center ice, but he takes the worst of that hit. And now Aaron Taylor will play it around in the defensive zone. Played out nicely by Demon to Minucciello. He'll chip it past the D and try to get to it, but instead Henry Dill will just cover up for another faceoff.
Back on the other end, it's Charlie Penz in front of the net knocking down the shot from the point. We've seen that a lot all night, whether it's Basie, Penz in front of the net, just knocking pucks down and making sure they get to the corner. And a lot of times those shots from the point can hit you and go the wrong way. Luckily tonight, they've been going the right way for the Thunder.
Delaware goes with McIntosh, Masters, and Gavin Connell-Helly. Connor Haas, a goal scorer tonight on the draw. He loses it. Connell-Helly trying to get to it behind the net. But instead, Carolina plays it around. Martin falling down, backhands it out of the zone. And now Carolina gets the puck around Kieran Devine. That's Bunn. He loses his edge as Basie will clear it along the near boards, but not out. Martin's pass blocked by Masters. Now it's loose at center. Klinetsky plays it across to Slade. McIntosh at the blue line. He'll just play it back to Basie as the Thunder look to reset. Kieran Devine now through the neutral zone. Plays it along the near wall. Goes all the way behind Dill, under his stick, and then through his legs. McIntosh nearly got there first, but then he takes the brunt of the hit from Mark Steele. Now coming in from the corner is Connell-Helly. He breaks the puck loose. Basie from the point. His shot deflects off Haas and goes to the corner. Kieran Devine will pinch from his D spot, and then Connell-Helly will throw it in back behind the net. It bounces around, and Carolina is able to get there first. Basie able to get his backhand on the bouncing puck. Bunn picks it up in the neutral zone. Somehow Martin got back on side. Now Bunn in front, walks it in front, and the puck is stopped by Aaron Taylor. Devine went to clear, and then Haas knocks the net off his moorings, and this faceoff will come back out to the neutral zone.
And we talked about Gavin Connell-Helly in the first period, and he did exactly what we wanted him to. Get to the front of the net there. Unfortunately, couldn't get a tip on that shot, but if you put a big body in front of Dill, that's obviously one of the ways that you're going to beat a very good goaltender. And Taylor, again, stays tall in his net. He took a couple bumps back there.
He has played extremely well in the first 3 games of the season, even though the Thunder are down here 3-1. All 3 goals, stellar opportunities for Carolina on the power play tonight. Off the draw, the Thunder control. There's Penz. He'll play it along the near wall. Takes a weird bounce off the boards, and it comes right back to Slade. Slade with a side angle shot. Goes right off the forearm of Aaron Taylor. That goes back into the netting above the glass behind the net.
Short side shot that Taylor just got his arm on to force the shot up and out of play. Good save by the goaltender Taylor. It's on him now to make sure this doesn't get out of hand.
13:22 to play here in the second period. Carolina leading 3-1, as Mike mentioned. It's Slade and Marker on the draw. Marker wins it cleanly back to Penz. Penz will play it around. Jack Toe kicks it ahead there, but Contrato can't get to it as Osaka gets to it first for Carolina. Now they'll fight along the far boards. Contrato, backhand pass. Ryan Marker tips it around the defenseman. He gets to it there at the side circle. Now back around behind the net. He'll get it back to the point. Shot there, deflected as Marker sends it to the near wall. Krivolovic plays it ahead. Now Campbell will carry for Carolina. 3-on-2 quickly, but a good back check there by Toe as the side angle shot from Campbell is kicked aside by Taylor. Krivolovic from the high circle, shot deflected nearly. Gets in the top corner from Osaka, but it goes wide and behind the net. But now Nigel Slade, he'll play it in front. Krivolovic back to Campbell at the point. His shot deflected twice, and it goes wide to the corner. Marker will play it there, but then he gets his pocket picked from behind, but it goes back to center. Now he gets it through Campbell and comes back the other way with Contrato and Toe. Over to Toe, one-timer off the post. Off the post. Not sure if Dill got a piece of that as well, but definitely some iron as Contrato will carry back in for Delaware. He'll play it to Toe along the near boards. Toe holds, trying to get it back to Contrato, hit a skate right back to the point. Menton shot, and he broke his stick. As he took that one, he got nothing on it, and that'll give Carolina a chance to clear. Hurrying back with the new stick is Menton, negating the 2-on-1. Instead, quick shot, nice kick save by Taylor. Rebound by Joe Osaka is covered up by Taylor. So a great flurry of action both ways with a couple of stellar stops in net.
It starts with the Osaka tip, and it finishes with his backhand right into the chest of Taylor. And don't forget Marker. When he's got the puck, it seems like it's on a string. He lost it at center ice, somehow gets behind the defense for a 3-on-1 and sets up Toe, who rings one off the post. Could easily be 3-2 right now.
11:57. If you were here last Saturday night, that play was very reminiscent of Toe's goal against Columbus in that 8-2 Thunder win. Off the draw, another shot blocked in front. That's Demon who knocks it down, but Carolina controls the pass back to Vlasov. and Demon is able to clear. But again, playing there for Carolina is David Nippert. They'll go back the other way. Panachik loses control, but now coming with speed is Bakor. His shot goes wide of Taylor. All the way around as Vlasov pinches, but he loses control. And here comes Evgeny Demon. Long cross-ice pass off the stick of Brennan Young. Now it's loose in the Carolina zone. Good job of getting back to that one by number 13, Viktor Grebennikov for the Thunderbirds. Brennan Young now controls in the corner. He plays it back to Menton at the point. His quick shot, that's stopped by Dill. And now it's in the skates of a Carolina player, and he can't get it. Finally finds his way. That's David Nippert, and he'll play it back across into the corner, but Demon is there for Delaware. Good shift here for Evgeny Demon. Grebennikov off the near wall, but all he finds is Menton there at center ice. But now Menton, he loses the puck to Nippert. Nippert now dumps it back deep. Panachik will chase with Basie there. Alex Basie just flings it along the far wall. Menton gets a stick on it, but it's still loose at center. Now it's Klinetsky. Klinetsky carrying in for Carolina. Drop pass. Panachik shot. That's Bunn. My apologies. It's blocked to the corner, but he gets it back. Now he walks it front. Backhander. He scores! Michael Bunn with an absolutely phenomenal individual effort. And again, if the scouting report is out on Taylor, it must be top shelf because that's the third time Carolina's gone there tonight.
Right over the blocker, the backhander from Bunn. He walked around a few members of the Delaware Thunder and is able to bury it to the back of the net. He played juniors with the Lincoln Stars. Clearly they taught him a lot of good things as he's been great tonight again.
Puts the Thunderbirds up 4-1 with 10:40 to go. Haas and McIntosh on the draw. Puck loose along the near wall. They'll battle for it as Masters loses that one. Back to Steele. Steele plays it ahead, tried to find Bunn. He runs into Charlie Penns, and now McIntosh comes away with the loose puck. DeCristofaro will play it out of his own zone. Tries to get it through center, but Bunn intercepts the pass there. Finally, steadies the bouncing puck. Tried to dump it in deep, but DeCristofaro is there for Delaware. Back to McIntosh. McIntosh plays it to Masters. He tries to walk around Klinetsky at the blue line. Can't do it. And Klinetsky will carry it back the other way. He's going to dump it in and just kind of lofts a shot in on Aaron Taylor. He'll take it in the breadbasket and hold it for the stoppage of play with 10:05 to go.
Just about the halfway point of the contest here. Now a 4-1 lead for Carolina, and if you ever need a goal, it's now for Delaware. They have to get the next one, or they could be looking at a real big uphill battle.
I'm a little surprised at how wide open this game has been played. There hasn't been a ton of physicality, a lot of wide open play through the neutral zone, and has generated a ton of scoring chances, really for both sides. Carolina's the team that's cashing in. Play continues here as Jack Toe will play it around, gets it to Brandon Contrato. He'll drop it to Kieran Devine, who plays it through the neutral zone to Ryan Marker. Marker will just dump it in deep. Dill will stick it aside there, but Kieran Devine is there for Delaware. He plays it back to Ryan Marker, trying to shuffle one in front, but instead it hit the back of the net. And now it's loose in the corner again, and Devine chases, but over skates. Now it's caught in his skates. Good play there by Campbell to kick it loose. Contrato's shot from the near wall, deflected in front of the corner. Toe loses there. Holt plays it ahead. Now it's Slade. Slade gets it to Osaka, who fumbles the puck, but it's back to Slade as he goes around Alex Basie. Runs into Brandon Contrato behind the net, but Slade will be able to get it back to the point to Campbell, but Campbell loses the handle there, and now it's a fight between he and Marker. Marker can't get to it, and then Toe falls down as he tries to back his way to it, and Carolina now with another great chance. Campbell in front, tries to deke, loses control of the puck, and Brandon Contrato is able to save Aaron Taylor on that one as that puck was just sitting there in the circle, but he can't get around Holt, the defenseman. He'll just backhand one out of the zone back to center.
It actually looked like Campbell and Panachek got in each other's way there and were their own two worst enemies as they had Taylor down and out.
It's one of those things you don't often get a 2-on-none opportunity. Caught them by surprise. Now we'll kind of settle things down here a bit as Dominic Fett plays it behind the net for Carolina. Delaware gets a line change. Long outlet pass to Panachek, but a nice play by Menton there to stick that away from him. And now Charlie Penns, wearing the captain's C, will control behind his own net. He'll play it ahead along the near wall. Menton tries to clear, and he does. And it comes to McIntosh. He gets into the Carolina zone. Quick shot right into the breadbasket of Henry Dill. And again, uncontested shots in front have become easy stops for Henry Dill all night tonight.
Right, and you said it. I wanted to go back and just touch on how you said, this game's a little wide open. And when we talked in the open, we were like, that should be a pretty tight checking game, especially from a Carolina team who hasn't let up any goals. And even though it's been wide open, they've still only given up one goal. Dill's had to make a couple good saves, obviously. But when the puck gets to the slot area, usually there's a Carolina defenseman there to help his goaltender out.
That's an excellent point. While we have a stoppage in play here, let us thank our great sponsors here with the Delaware Thunder. The fine folks at Bay Health, Betsy Ross Pizza, Brimminghorn Meadery, Duck Creek Printing, Gatehouse Media, M&T Bank, Easy Loans Incorporated, The Barn, Harrington Insurance, Big Oyster Brewery, Coeur d'Leon Grill and Restaurant, 47 ABC, Delaware Prep Ice Hockey, Bridal Bit Liquors, Charlie's Painting, American Hockey Services, Forever Media, Applebee's Grill and Bar, Robert Webster Cosmetic and Family Dentistry, Delmarva Chiropractic and Wellness Center, First Aid Fabrication, Pizza King, Post-Acute Medical, Premier Orthopedic Bone and Joint Care, Holiday Inn Express, the Delaware State Lottery, Planet Fitness, Mission Barbecue, as well as THG Transport. We welcome those last two into the Delaware Thunder family here tonight with the Carolina ThunderBirds, the defending Federal Hockey League champs, leading the Delaware Thunder 4-1 with 8:20 to go here in the second period. My name's Gary Schofield. Happy to be along with Mike Massil tonight, bringing you all the action live from Thunderdome here in Harrington.
Well, Gary, you go to the media timeout there. If you're Coach Pence, what are you saying to your group here down 4-1 against obviously one of the better teams in the league?
I think what you're saying here is you got to tighten up defensively, but at the same time, as you mentioned, Mike, they need this next score and would love to get it before the end of this period. McIntosh on the draw with Panachik. They come to a stalemate. Masters gets it back to Pens. Charlie will just play it all the way around, trying to get to Connell Helly, but it eludes him. Nice hit along the far boards there on number 8, David Nippert, but Carolina comes away with the puck. Nice little touch pass there by Grebennikov. Plays it all the way into the Delaware zone. Menton tries to clear. Got it around Nippert and Panachik. Outlet pass just a little too far for McIntosh. And Bakur will play it there for Carolina. Vlasov now ahead. Grebennikov gets it around Menton back to center. Panachik looks to get to it there, but the Thunder beat him to it. That's Eric Masters playing a little two-man game with Charlie Pens to keep it away from Panachik there. And now the Thunder will look to clear the zone. Connell Helly's pass, though, is stolen by Nippert. Nippert now in the slot. His shot, save. Aaron Taylor as he goes down to the butterfly and holds that one right in his belly with 7:37 left.
And it's the little things that you can't do. A flip pass right through center ice that ends up on the stick of Nippert, who is always dangerous to score. Taylor gets out to the top of the crease and makes a big save.
This time around, Demon will take the draw with Connor Haas. In skates, back to the point, Klinetsky. He'll play it over to Bunn, a goal scorer tonight, right in front of Martin, who's also cashed in tonight. And a good clear there by Minucciello, the newest member of the Delaware Thunder. But Klinetsky is able to clear the zone again for Carolina. This time it's Haas running through center, trying to skate through two defenders, gets it back to Bunn. Bunn with a quick shot, save Taylor, rebound by Haas. Goes just wide, and now Carolina continues to control behind the net. This is Bunn. He'll play it back into the corner for Haas as they get the cycle game going. Tries to reverse around Kieran Devine, but he stands him up nicely. Now to Cristofaro, stands up Bunn, but the puck gets back to Klinetsky at the point. His shot's blocked by Minucciello, and then covering up at the side of the net is Aaron Taylor looking for a whistle and a face-off.
I definitely like that play by Taylor. Despite the puck probably not going to be in a dangerous position, hops out and covers the puck with his team running around in the defensive zone.
Well, Carolina really starting to turn up that forecheck here, Mike. They're really starting to dominate the play in the offensive zone. Delaware's got to find a way to get an answer here. Off the draw, quick shot by Bunn is blocked by Minucciello again after Haas won the draw cleanly there for Carolina. His pass now is deflected by Demon. He'll carry ahead for Delaware. Tries to get through the blue line, but again, Carolina's done such a nice job all night standing up the blue line. It's Klinetsky coming back the other way, but we get a whistle. Looks like we're offside here right in front of the Carolina bench as Haas got in the zone just a touch too early.
And obviously Delaware not happy. The puck ends up in the back of their net, but it was a late whistle there, so cooler heads prevail. 4-1, 6:40 to go in the contest.
Yeah, that's usually a punishable offense, especially at this level
to say
of
the least.
hockey. As Mike mentioned, 6:40 to play. Carolina with a pair of tallies here in the second period have put themselves up 4-1. One on the power play, one at even strength. Bunn cashed in the last one for the Thunderbirds. Ryan Marker deflects one at center. Goes all the way in. Contrato will get there first. He throws one in front. Nobody home, though. Jack Toe can't control there. Osaka tries to kick it ahead. He's hit by Basie, but the Thunderbirds come away with it as Nigel Slade carries through center. He crisscrosses with Krivolovic. His shot saved by Taylor. It's behind him. Oh, boy. Nearly handcuffed him, but Taylor did a great job to reach behind him and cover that puck and keep it out of the net, or this game would have gotten out of hand.
Tough save for Taylor. He makes it with a couple bodies crashing in on him as well, and he gets a couple pats after the whistle. And they say no penalty there. I'm sure Taylor would have liked one.
6:14 to play now. Marker on the draw with Slade. Slade wins it clean back to Campbell. Campbell will just throw it in behind the net, and Taylor's going to cover it up again. looking for another face-off. It'll come to the right of him in the Delaware zone. Go ahead.
Last 6 minutes of this period, just want to say, so important for the Thunder. If they can make this a 4-2 game going into third, it's a completely different feel. You feel like you're back in it, and you have a chance in this one.
Draw one back to Campbell again. His shot from the point deflected in front. Slade got a stick on it, but it went wide and back around behind the net. Now they'll throw it in the slot. Krivalika's shot, his shot is deflected wide to the near boards. Back into the corner, Basie trying to play it out. Contrado pestered by Campbell there. Marker plays it off the near wall through center and into the Carolina zone. Skating around behind the net, looking for a man in front, trying to find Contrado. Good stick check there by Campbell, who's had a heck of a night for the Thunderbirds.
Marker's a phenomenal player, though. Every time he gets the puck, it seems like a good thing can happen on the offensive end.
Back the other way we go. Contrado gets stood up at the blue line right in front of the Thunder bench. Again, that's Bakur, who plays it calmly over to Holt. He'll reverse course and go back behind the net and hand it back to Bakur. Bakur playing it ahead. It's off the skate of Panachik, but instead he finds Nippert. Nippert drops to Panachik. His shot negated by Charlie Penns, and it goes to the far boards. But Bakur gets to it there. Nippert behind the net, throws it in front. Shot nearly whiffed on by Panachik. Got enough of it to send it wide, and now he's got it back behind the net. He's hit by DeCristofaro there. Puck still loose. Pass out in front negated by Masters as they continue to battle forward in the corner. That's Grebennikov with Penns. They'll finally kick it ahead to Masters. Masters out to center. Here's Marker. He'll skate across the blue line. He'll throw one in front for Masters. His shot at a beautiful sliding save with the left pad by Henry Dill, and Eric Masters can only hang his head in frustration.
Well, there's two phenomenal plays on that rush there. It's the pass from Marker to Masters that sprung him loose, and the two saves, obviously, by Dill. And now we're starting to realize a bit more and more as this game goes on why he had those couple shutouts in this first game of the season.
60 saves last weekend in Elmira, not a goal put on the board as the Thunderbirds won both of their games opening weekend. And they lead 4-1 here. McIntosh on the draw with Haas. Haas wins it back to Klinetsky. Klinetsky playing it around behind his net. A little too far for Bunn. McIntosh bodies him there, but Haas comes away with it. That puck's deflected by Basie. Right back to Martin. Good stick check there by McIntosh. As Martin will play it back to the point. Shot deflected in front, goes high and over the net. Kieran Devine plays it along the near wall, and it gets back out to center. Retreating for that one is Mark Steele. He'll play it ahead to Klinetsky. Klinetsky now on the tape to Bunn. He's pestered by Basie, but here comes Martin. He'll play it into the zone. And that pass is thrown out by Kieran Devine. He's going to go all the way down, and we'll get an icing against the Thunder with 4:05 to go.
And you see how Carolina plays the game, and there must be a winning culture over there. Obviously there is, because whether it's game 3 or game 33, you're going to get the same energy from this team, and they don't take losses lightly, obviously, only having 6 in regulation last season. And with this good early start, they're probably looking to go less than that this year.
If they continue to play like this, it certainly wouldn't shock me if they're able to put up similar numbers. As Mike mentioned, 49 victories in their Commissioner's Cup winning season 1 year ago. They're off to a 2-0 start this year. Nigel Slade on the faceoff with Evan McIntosh with 4:05 to play. They come to a stalemate, but the puck kicks into the corner. Kieran Devine playing it around behind there. Joe Osaka will get there first for Carolina, though. He'll just play it back around. Kieran Devine plays it there along the near wall, but it's back to the point. Campbell has got it, but we got a whistle. I think we're going to get a penalty potentially on the Thunderbirds here for the hit on Minucciello along the near wall. Yep, interference will be the call against number 26 for Carolina. That's Jan Krivolovic, who scored the last goal for the Thunderbirds.
So we'll see if Krivolovic giveth and taketh here, if Delaware can get one right back here. Like we said, that 4-2 lead is so much different than 4-1. And you got 2 minutes on the clock to change the pace of this entire game.
This is exactly the opportunity that the Thunder were looking for. And they'll put their power play unit out of McIntosh, Marker, Toe, Contrado, and Penns back on the point. McIntosh loses the draw, and it's an easy clear for Campbell all the way down. Taylor will play it there. He's pressured by Osaka. Is able to throw it to the corner to Contrado. Now the Thunder will regroup. Contrado skating out of his own zone. Little drop pass there for Ryan Marker. He'll let him carry it through. He gets across the blue line. He quick snapshot. Goes right off the blocker of Dill with the right arm. Toe tried to get it back to the point, but instead it was intercepted along the far wall by Joe Osaka, who's had quietly a real nice night for the Thunderbirds as they get the clear. Down to 1:25 to go on the man advantage. Contrado plays it to Marker. Marker now out of his own zone. Gets through center ice easily, across the blue line. Pushed to the side. Nice defensive play there by Bakur to at least force Ryan off of his path. Marker now throws it back into the corner. McIntosh through the slot, tried to get to Jack Toe, but right off the heel of his stick and into the netting. That'll bring a stoppage of play.
Just reversing time a bit. That Marker shot on goal sets Campbell up, the defenseman, as a screen, but Dill's still good enough to be able to throw the blocker out and make a save. And this faceoff should not be in the offensive zone for Delaware. It was off toe and out, but they might be the recipient of a call.
There you go. Hoping to get one. Yeah, and that's what the Carolina bench is yelling, and it should be outside the zone. Mike's absolutely right. That puck clearly went off of Jack Toe. But instead, it's Demon. He wins the draw clean. Back to the point, Contrado. Right under the stick of Toe, though. And Carolina might be able to get it clear here. But Marker, pinching there in the corner, plays it back to Pens. Pens from the point. Plays it off the near wall to Marker. It didn't look like Ryan was ready for that pass. It gets through him, and Bakur plays in the corner for Carolina. Back along the near wall. Gets all the way back to Pens at the point. Pens across to Contrado. Back to the circle for Marker. He'll skate back to the point now. Across to Contrado, far circle, throws one in front, still loose in front. Finally covered up by Dill after a couple of pokes from Jack Toe, and we are down to 37 seconds of power play time.
Good puck movement by the Delaware Thunder on the power play, but again, you see that box is so tight for Carolina, and when they want to be aggressive, they can be. Force a turnover, couldn't clear on the first couple efforts, but not a good shot on the power play other than the Marker wrister to start it.
Evgeny Demon will take the draw again. Marker still out, as are Toe, Contrado, and Pens. They've been out basically the duration of this power play chance, but now they battle for it along the far wall, to a side. Coming away with it is Bakur. He plays it behind for Vlasov, but Pens keeps it in. Along the glass, it's bouncing behind the net. Bakur tries to play it out again, but Contrado keeps, but Panachik grabs it out of midair, and now he comes with speed into the zone. Dekes around the defender, but it goes off the skate of Pens into the corner, and now Panachik gets bodied there. He's double-teamed now with Marker, but who doesn't mind because the power play time is about to run out. Contrado finally fishes it out of that mess in the corner, and now Jack Toe tried to play it across the neutral zone, but instead it went off the skate of David Nippard and into the Carolina zone. They'll get a free clear out to center. Loose in front of the Delaware bench, just playing with it in the neutral zone. They finally fire it in on Dill. He gloves it down and plays it off to the D-man. Nice deke there by Nippard, and a nifty pass to Bunn, but it goes off the heel of his stick, and then he's bodied by Masters for his trouble. Behind the net, Taylor hands it off to Daniel DeCristofaro. Contrado now with the puck. At the red line, he'll fire it in as it bounces on Dill, and he'll just cover up with Marker kind of lurking there in the slot, and we're down to 1:19 to go in the second period.
And for this Carolina team, another reason why they've had much success, I'm sure, it doesn't really matter who's on the ice. Everyone's getting scoring chances tonight, whether it's Osaka, the defenseman Campbell, it's been Bunn, Panachek. It really doesn't matter. They're in the offensive zone, and they're creating good scoring chances.
McIntosh and Haas on the draw. McIntosh wins it back to DeCristofaro. He'll wind and just throw one into the corner. Eric Masters loses his edge in front. Might have had a little help from a defenseman's stick. Connell Helly tried to get it to Masters, but he loses control. Gavin gets control back behind the net. Throws it to DeCristofaro. His shot right off the shoulder of Dill, but a beautiful chance in front. Now we get a whistle as the nets come off its moorings again. 1:01 to go, and, Coach Penn's asked for a little more offense from his defenseman. Nice play there by DeCristofaro.
And I bet you he wishes he had one more second just to elevate that a few inches higher over the glove hand of the goaltender Dill there, as he was down a bit too early and gave that open half of the net.
McIntosh and Haas again. Connell Helly comes away. Backhand shot. Knocked down in front. Couldn't get it through Masters and Slade. And now Bunn goes down. No call there. He was looking for a trip on Connell Helly. They'll again battle for it along the far wall. Bunn is in there as well as Masters. McIntosh. Now Connell Helly gives a shot to Bunn. Bunn didn't like that. They exchange words. Puck goes back to the point. Basie, his shot, kicked aside, still loose in front. Connell Helly couldn't get it out of his skates after the puck was deflected by Steele. Still in front, still loose in front. Masters whiffs on a shot, and it seems like we got a whistle here. Did the net come dislodged again?
Indeed
it certainly did. Misfortune there for the Thunder. There was a mad scramble in front. Masters nearly got to it, but a nice play by, I thought it was Nigel Slade, but it looks like he's just coming onto the ice. It might have been Klinetsky who got his stick on the puck to deny Eric Masters there because Dill was down and that puck was just loose in a dangerous area.
How about the shift from the big man? Connell Helly gets a backhander towards the net, has a tip right in front. Unfortunately for Delaware, nothing goes in, but a good shift and laid a couple hits as well.
Slade wins the draw to Campbell. He'll play it around there to Krivolovic. He gets it back to Slade. Slade through the neutral zone to Osaka. Osaka fires one from a sharp angle. Aaron Taylor's able to stick that aside, but Krivolovic gets to it. Now he's got it out in front, throws it through the crease, and Osaka just couldn't get a stick on it. He'll play it back to the point to Holt. Holt shot, it's deflected wide. But getting there first is Slade, sliding across and making the save is Taylor. And again, the net bounces off the moorings with 3.5 seconds left in this second period.
And that is a huge save by Taylor with just 3.5 seconds left. Sliding left to right, gets that right pad to keep the puck out and keep it at 4-1 instead of a 5-1 game going into the last 20.
Just enough time for, with a clean face-off win, a quick shot on net here if you're Carolina. It's Slade against Marker, but I think Nigel Slade's getting thrown out of the circle, and he will. Krivolovic will take it instead, and now Slade sets up shop right behind him, but Marker wins the draw, down to 2-1. Kieran Devine with it in the corner, and you hear the horn sound as we come to the end of the second period, a period that saw the Thunderbirds extend their lead with a pair of goals, one on the power play by Krivolovic, and then a nice solo effort by Michael Bunn as he went top shelf to beat Aaron Taylor. Now Aaron Taylor and Henry Dill are having words at center ice. Aaron Taylor did not showed that he was not shy about some physical confrontations last week when things got a little chippy with Columbus. But the Thunderbirds bench didn't take kindly to that at all. Not quite sure what Dill may have said or what Taylor thought his body language was showing as he was trying to come to the bench, but could make for an interesting third period.
You know, I have to wonder if maybe Taylor was questioning all the times the net came off on the couple of good scoring opportunities on the other way. That's really the only thing I can think of. They clearly don't say much to each other at the end of the ice, so you got to think maybe it had something to do with that, but that was a weird exchange to end the second.
That is an excellent point, though, and one that I did not pick up on, because you're right. I mean, there had to be at least a half a dozen dislodged nets there in the last 7 or 8 minutes, and a lot of times when good scoring chances were, you know, in the fray. So interesting point. We'll have to keep an eye on that as the game continues. He's Mike Masil. My name's Gary Schofield. As I mentioned, 2 goals put up in the period by the Thunderbirds as they extend their lead over the Thunder here, 4-1. But again, they aren't the defending Federal Hockey League champs for nothing. You talked about the discipline that you saw them play with in the first period. That really seemed to continue there in the second, and just taking advantage of every small miscue by the Thunder.
Right, and this is a team that offensively, from what we've seen through the first 40 minutes of this game, clearly seems very good. And to have them only score those 4 goals in the first 2 games, it's a little weird to see, but clearly they know how to win games. They probably went up in those games early and then just kind of sat back and let the game come to them, because they've been doing that. They've had good chances, but anytime it's a counterattack the other way, aside from a few chances here and there, every second chance has been right out the other end, and that's what Carolina's really good at. That's how they win games.
And I would imagine that that's going to be their mindset going into the third period, is just kind of secure their own zone, keep the traffic away from Henry Dill, and give him an opportunity to make those saves, because as we've seen through the first 2 periods, when there hasn't been anyone in front, Dill's been pretty difficult to even kind of phase with any shot without any traffic in front of him.
And coming into this one, you knew it. He played in the first 2 games of the season. They saw how good he was in Elmira, and now they see here in Delaware what Elmira was dealing with all weekend long, which clearly wasn't much fun for them, because it's not much fun for this Thunder offense.
Well, and it also makes you wonder, too, you know, how good are the enforcers to hold this team that, as you mentioned, obviously a lot of talent offensively. They've had numerous scoring chances tonight. So that makes me look ahead to the schedule for when Elmira comes to town in 2 weeks, November 15th. The Enforcers will be here for a matinee Friday face-off, 3 o'clock. Again, your tickets available at DelawareThunder.com. But don't wait that long to come out to Thunderdome. You can come out tomorrow night. Mike and I will be right back at it, 7 p.m. face-off. We're going to step aside for the second period intermission, and when we come back, period number 3, we'll get Mike's thoughts on what the Thunder can do differently in the third period to maybe generate some more scoring chances and some offense, and if they can come back from this 3-goal deficit as they trail the Carolina ThunderBirds 4-1. You're listening to Delaware Thunder Hockey live on YouTube and at federalhockey.com. And good evening and welcome back to Thunderdome, the Delaware State Fairgrounds in Harrington, the center ice arena, your home for the Delaware Thunder as we get set for the third period between the Carolina ThunderBirds, who lead Delaware 4-1. I'm Gary Schofield along with Mike Masil tonight. Before we get Mike's thoughts on the third period, a quick check of the Federal Hockey League scoreboard. As they head to the third period in Danville, the Danbury Hat Tricks lead the Dashers 4-2. Elmira, who took 2 losses to Carolina last weekend, they're up 3-2 in the Columbus River Dragons' home debut. The Mentor Icebreakers, they lead Battle Creek 4-1 as that game's in the third period. And Port Huron in a battle with Watertown, they lead 2-1. Again, our score here, 4-1 Carolina, as they scored 2 in the second period to kind of widen the gap here. Mike, as we look ahead to this third period, what do you need to see out of the Thunder for them to try to get back in this hockey game?
A fast start, a fast start is what they need, because like we said it last period, a lot of times on their heels, back in the defensive zone. When you're down 4-1, that's the last thing you need. So they need to hop out and jump out early. Marker needs to make a couple plays. Toad needs to make a couple plays. That top line needs to get going and put a couple pucks in the back of the net.
How do you expect Carolina to sort of attack things here in the third period? Do you think they'll continue to be as offensive-minded as they have been through the first 40 minutes, or do you expect them to maybe play a little safer here with that 3-goal lead?
You know, I like the phrase, if it's not broke, don't fix it, and I think Carolina's played a really good 40 minutes here tonight. I don't think they have to change much. I don't think they should, and I don't think they will.
Opening draw of the third period to come here, Nigel Slade. He's out with Joe Osaka, as well as Jan Krivolovic, who's put one in the net tonight. Ryan Marker, Jack Toe, Brandon Contrato for the Thunder. Slade wins the draw, and Campbell controls in the Carolina defensive zone. He'll throw it through center off the stick of Krivolovic. Pens now backhands it out of the Delaware zone, and then Contrato chips it in deep, but Campbell chases there for the Thunderbirds. Comes around his own net, now will play it off the near wall and out into center ice. Around the defenseman to Cristofaro was Slade, now Campbell sends it further. Krivolovic chases, pinching in from the point was Holt. Goes off his skate here and back to center. Now Nigel Slade scoops it up, and he'll come back the other way. Quick snapshot, stick down by Ryan Marker, but it bounces off the backboards right under the glove of Aaron Taylor. Now we get a little business behind the net with Pens, Krivolovic, to Cristofaro, Contrato. Whole bevy of players there exchanging pleasantries, as it would be said.
And it looked like the official pointed to the box. We'll see if he takes anybody, but it would be really, really bad if it's only a Thunder going to the box. But it looks like he pointed at 2 players. We might play 4-on-4 for a couple minutes here.
Yeah, I think Slade and De Cristofaro might have gotten into it first. And then Penn's kind of stepped in as well, as more of the players on the ice kind of convened behind the net. And yeah, De Cristofaro's getting the finger, and he throws his hands up. For what? He said, what am I going off for? I have a feeling they're going to call that roughing, Daniel.
Less of an argument from Osaka, but he is in the box as well.
So we'll play 4 aside with 19:23 left here in the third period.
4-on-4, a bit more open ice here. I believe that will benefit Carolina, who's been the faster team here tonight. But, hey, you never know with the open ice. A bad break could lead to a fast break the other way.
Well, especially when you have Marker and Contrato out on the ice together. If there's anyone on the Thunder that can take advantage of that space, it's those two. Slade on the draw with Marker. Slade wins it. Krivolovic gets it back to Campbell. Campbell's shot from the point deflected, kicked wide by Taylor, as that one almost snuck through the 5-hole. Back behind the net, Krivolovic controls there. He's battling with Basie. I'm sorry, that's Holt who emerges, comes back around, backhand shot. Again, they try to go high on Taylor. He's able to shoulder it down, and it's loose in the corner. Kieran Devine battling with Nigel Slade there. Krivolovic back to the point. Holt fans on the shot, but Slade picks up the puck in the slot, and then he'll just dump it back behind. Who's there? Krivolovic gets to the puck first, sends it up for Campbell with a drive off the shoulder of Aaron Taylor. But again, kicking it in from the point is Holt, and again, the Thunderbirds control. Now Alex Basie's going to go off for a trip, because guess who? Nathan Campbell from the defensive point, continuing to pressure the offensive zone, and he draws the penalty.
Well, not exactly the start the Thunder wanted. Trapped in their own zone for most of the period. Now it'll be a 4-on-3, plenty of ice for a team that has no trouble moving the puck around in the offensive zone, and the best defenseman, arguably, is off the ice.
You know, it's interesting, too. Carolina has done such a great job tonight of just getting to those loose pucks, keeping it alive in the offensive zone to be able to generate shots from the point, deflections, scoring chances. And again, here, it gets them a power play. McIntosh on the draw with Connor Haas. Evan wins it back to the corner, but Martin will win the race with Penz. Now it's Bunn. Bunn to Klinetsky. Klinetsky up top. He'll hand it back to Haas. Over to Bunn. McIntosh, Kieran Devine, and Penz are the triangle for the Thunder. Martin camped out in front. Haas back to Klinetsky, but it drifts off his stick. He'll just play it across safely to Bunn. Bunn back to Klinetsky. Nobody in front, and that's an easy pad save for Aaron Taylor. And then a clear for Kieran Devine. We're down to 48 seconds on the coincidental minors, and then we'll have a 5-on-4 power play. Klinetsky now in the high slot. Down low to Haas. His pass across is deflected. A nice play there by Ulanov. But again, Bunn gets the loose puck. Back to Klinetsky. Klinetsky to Haas. It's in his skates, and he can't find it. Now he's pressured again by Ulanov, but back at the point, a good keep there by Klinetsky.
Bunn without a stick.
Bunn in the circle. His shot deflected off Penz. Now they'll battle in the corner. Loose puck picked up by Martin. He throws one out in front. Nobody can get there. Now we get a whistle, as it looks like the net's come off its moorings. So maybe now more into the conversation that you brought up in between periods. That vocal exchange between, mainly from Aaron Taylor and Henry Dill, sort of shrugging the shoulders, you alluded to. Maybe it was a little, net mooring play.
Yeah, and I think Taylor gave it an extra push there and make sure the ref saw that was off. But a smart play by the goaltender, not called for a delay of the game or anything, so they're okay. But I think Carolina answered your question how they're going to play this third period.
Without question. 17 seconds left on the coincidental minors, and then there'll be another 40 seconds or so of power play time. Good clear there. Campbell tried to keep it in down to a knee, couldn't do it. Dill will play the puck to Vlasov there. Vlasov from behind his own net. In 5 seconds, it'll be a 5-on-4 power play. Ponacek through the neutral zone. Carries it along the far wall. Now he'll turn. Goes back to the point. Vlasov. Ponacek under his stick. Nigel Slade will play it there. He knifes it back to Ponacek and then pays the price on the hit from Kieran Devine. Back to the point. Vlasov. Ponacek. High in the circle. His shot knocked down by Devine, but behind, Nigel Slade comes away with it. Slade circles. Back to the point to Campbell. Campbell carries back to Slade. Slade turns at the circle. He'll fire one. Save Taylor. Loose in front. Ponacek fans on the shot. But a nice play by Slade to keep it in the zone. He'll dump it into the corner. Martin plays it there, and he's bodied by Kieran Devine. Now it's in skates. Slade comes away with it, but he gets it to Charlie Penz. Penz sort of fanned on the clearing attempt, but it gets out. Now Contrado trying to get to it. He's tripped up at the blue line, and the loose puck comes to Ryan Marker. Marker around the net, into the circle. He'll fire from the slot, and it's knocked down in front off of his teammate Toe, and now we get another whistle, as I think we're going to get a penalty. A tripping call is coming. The question is, who's the guilty party?
I believe it is number 24, Nathan Campbell this time. On the first time tonight, we can have him on the wrong end of a play. He was the one who sprawled out to try to keep the puck in the zone, then had to get back and tripped up Contrado, who could have had a breakaway. I don't dislike the penalty.
Well, he's kind of hiding on the bench right now, saying, oh, couldn't be me, couldn't be me.
Oh, they found him, and they'll bring him to the box. I'm pretty sure Carolina would have loved to have him out for the penalty kill.
16:27 left in the third period. If the Thunder are going to get back in this game, this is a critical power play to try to make this a two-goal hockey game. They've got their top power play line out there where they move Contrado back to the left point with Penz at the right point. They put McIntosh at center, Marker on the right wing, and Jack Toe plays the left wing. Carolina counters with Holt, Haas, Klinetsky, and Bunn. Haas wins the draw. It's Holt in the corner. Skates through a check by McIntosh, but they can't clear at the blue line, but then it's thrown out of the zone by Haas. Played there by Contrado. He plays it to the near boards. Tipped in by McIntosh. Back behind Dill. He'll stick it along. Haas there holds it up along the far wall. Now McIntosh digs it out, and he's fighting with Holt. And again, the Thunderbirds don't mind pinning the puck along the wall because it kills valuable time. Down to 1:30 to go in the power play. Marker plays it around to Toe. Back to the point, but Contrado can't keep it in. Now Connor Haas on a race with Aaron Taylor. Taylor just backhands it along the far wall, gets all the way through center, and Holt plays it there. Now it's Martin. Martin skates past Marker, right into the high slot. High shot over the crossbar and through the glove of Aaron Taylor, and now the puck's loose along the near wall. Jack Toe plays it back deep, but Martin's going to get there before Penz does. And now McIntosh plays it behind. Contrado now will settle things down for the Thunder, but we are down to a minute to go in the power play.
And it's been all Carolina on the penalty kill, forcing bad shots or pinning the puck behind the net.
Marker with speed through the neutral zone. He'll just loft it around behind the net. And Bakur gets there first for Carolina. He'll get a clear just off the right mitt of Brandon Contrado. And now here comes Nigel Slade trying to get it to Daniel Martin in front. Good back check there by number 5 for Carolina, Evgeny Demon, who plays it back out to center. But again, Carolina gets control. Bakur, and again, he'll fling it all the way down. Taylor gloves it there, hands it down to De Cristofaro, but only 25 seconds to go on the power play. De Cristofaro to Demon through center. He plays it to Jack Toe, but it's off his skate. And now the Thunder have to clear the zone. Toe kicks it back to the red line. That's where Demon plays it across. Masters sends it all the way down. Into the corner. Brennan Young fighting for it there. They battle to a side along the wall. Demon trying to come away with it from Panacek. He does. Gets it to Masters. Masters back to Toe. High circle. His shot's wide. Demon on the rebound. It's kicked aside by Dill. Now he'll come around the net. Demon plays it back to the point. De Cristofaro's shot deflected and off the blocker of Dill into the corner. Masters, he'll fight for it there as they cycle it through. Jack Toe with the puck. Along the wall, gets it to Masters in the circle. Back to Toe. Toe plays it back to De Cristofaro. His shot's wide. Deflected in front. It's sitting in the slot. And Carolina comes away with it. Along the far wall, that's Panacek. He'll stop and turn. Tries to play it back to the point. Masters is there. Big hit along the boards by De Cristofaro. Bunn nearly got it loose into the offensive zone, but Delaware plays it back down. Klinetsky will regroup for the Thunderbirds, but then a long outlet to Panacek. He gets it to Bunn. Bunn loses the handle as he's bodied by Basie. And now played around by Menton. Menton gets it back out to center. Vortnoff chases there for Delaware, but Panacek comes away for Carolina. Now it's Connell Helly who will force the play to Bunn. Holt now backhands in front of his own net. He's stripped of the puck by Connell Helly, who throws it in front, but Panacek stole that pass. Puck still loose along the goal line. Basie keeps it in at the point there. Gets it past Brennan Young, and now Vlasov will play it all the way down. Menton sticks it down at center. He plays it across the red line, and he'll dump it into the Carolina zone. Holt plays it there, tried to get it across to Vlasov. Instead, it got to Menton in skates, and now we get another whistle. And I think we're going to get another Carolina penalty for a hook.
Well, I tell you, Gary, hockey could be a weird sport. 2-minute power play, Delaware gets absolutely nothing going. As soon as the power play expires, a flurry of chances, but obviously Dill has had the answer for all but one of these shots from the Delaware Thunder tonight.
13:08 left here in the third period. Again, the Thunder trail 4-1. Evan McIntosh, Toe, Marker, Contrado, Pens. The top power play unit back out. Off the draw, McIntosh wins it clean to Contrado, back to Pens. Contrado above the circle, gets it to McIntosh in the high slot. He'll backhand it over to Marker. Marker now, he'll circle, plays it down into the corner to Toe. Toe through the slot, trying to find Contrado. Just couldn't connect. Contrado now fans on his pass attempt along the back wall. McIntosh can't get there either, and now Carolina will just clear it out and all the way down. 1:35 to go on the man advantage. Taylor with a long outlet pass to Contrado, who tips it in onside. He'll wind and fire, and it's high and over the head of Dill, and it rattles all the way around the glass and back into the Delaware zone.
And something I've seen from Taylor is he loves to get involved in the play as well. As he comes out and shows us right here again, stops the puck. A couple long passes to the offensive zone.
Kind of reminiscent of a former Philadelphia Flyer goaltender who liked to use his stick a lot in Ron Hextall. Delaware Thunder now through the neutral zone. Ryan Marker just backhands that one deep. Minute to go on the power play. Carolina gets another clear, though, as Pens can't keep it in. Now Nigel Slade, he'll kind of force the action here as Pens goes into the corner with Taylor. Taylor backhands it along to McIntosh. McIntosh back for Pens. Just unable to even get out of their own zone to try to set the power play up at this point, as McIntosh will slow it down behind the net and hand it off to Ryan Marker, who just chips it right back to McIntosh.
Just seems like Carolina's one step ahead of Delaware in this third period. They got all the answers for every question asked.
Toe's pass went off McIntosh's skate. The Thunder would have been offside, so Carolina gets a free clear, and they have control of the puck. Campbell dumps it in deep. Off the paddle of Taylor into the corner, and De Cristofaro will regroup there, easy for me to say, as they play it ahead to Jack Toe. Jack Toe faked the backhand and then went forehand along the far wall, but that's scooped up there by David Nippert. Now it's Panacek. Over to Vlasov. Vlasov backhands it ahead off the stick of Bakur back to center. Nearly a steal there by Panacek. Instead, it's Jack Toe. He'll carry into the Carolina zone, but then his pass for Marker taken away by Vlasov. You heard the slap into the goal stick. Power play over as De Cristofaro nearly gets stripped of the puck, and he finally does. Grebennikov gets it away from him, and now they'll battle behind with Panacek in on the play as well as Demon. Cristofaro finally gets it loose and along the far wall. Backhand pass from Toe to Demon. Dangerous play there. Demon's able to get it back into center, though. Ryan Marker plays it out of his feet in a quick shot. Easily gloved by Henry Dill. 10:39 to play with the Thunderbirds ahead 4-1.
And it just seems like every asset of the game, Carolina could get a step on you. Whether they're in their own zone, they're in the offensive zone. It seems like they're just a step ahead of Delaware tonight. And I don't think Delaware's played a bad game at all. A couple of mistakes, clean up their act, and this could be a 2-1 game right now.
Without a doubt. I mean, think about it. 3 power play goals for Carolina, and as you mentioned, 2 pretty undisciplined penalties in that first period will come back to bite them if they can't come back in this game. Off the draw, McIntosh gets to the far board after Brennan Young held it up for a bit, but then Martin clears it ahead. Here comes Bunn with speed through the neutral zone. He'll skate across the blue line, marked by Basie. Basie's going to wall him to the wall. Martin now plays it in the corner for Carolina. Back to Bunn. Bunn tries to stick around McIntosh and keeps control. He'll play all the way back out to the point. Vlasov kicks it back deep. Kieran Devine battling with Bunn there in the corner, but Bunn comes away with it but loses it as he tries to get into the slot. Brennan Young gets it to Eric Masters. Masters chips it around Klenetsky. Chasing it into the corners, Mark Steele. He takes a body from Brennan Young and is unable to clear the zone as Evan McIntosh forces the play there. Back behind, though, and it's Steele again for Carolina. Gets it to Martin. Martin cross ice for Bunn. He'll come through the neutral zone and just chip it back in deep as the Thunderbirds will go for a change. Taylor sets it up for Basie.
And it seems like Carolina does have no problem with just sending it in and killing more clock as we are down to 9:35 to go in period number 3.
Masters pass through the neutral zone, nearly intercepted, and then Connell Helly could not get that cleanly, just was able to kick it into the Carolina zone. Puck still loose at center. Nigel Slade plays it out in midair, still trying to settle the bouncing puck. Finally does. Krivolavic with a shot, backhand score! Krivolavic with his second of the night off the rebound of his own shot beats Aaron Taylor 5-hole, and the Thunderbirds go up 5-1.
And it's just good work. They get the puck in, deep centering pass turned away by the goaltender Taylor, but the rebound, like you said, from his own shot, and Krivolic makes it 5-1 and really looks like at this point put this one away.
Yeah, 9:20 to go, and at this point you just kind of want to put together some good shifts, build some confidence going into tomorrow night. Off the draw, played all the way back into the Carolina zone. Holt's going to backhand it around. Can't keep it in there as Ulanov goes back to center. His backhand clearing attempt, though, comes right back to the goal scorer. He'll pass it to Slade. Slade was looking for Osaka, but the pass was behind him. Back to the point to Holt. Holt plays it across to Campbell. Campbell's shot from the point deflected in front. Nigel Slade providing great traffic, but Aaron Taylor is able to put that one right in the breadbasket and get the whistle.
And as we head to the media timeout with 8:58 to go, it's Campbell again who waits, patience, finds a shooting angle, gets a tip, but Taylor makes himself big and makes the save. And I think you're 100% right. At this point in the game, down 5-1, if you can make this 5-2, 5-3, and finish out this game strong, you're playing the same team tomorrow. You want them to know you're not going to roll over and die here.
Again, they'll be back at it tomorrow night, 7 o'clock face-off, and you can watch the action right here on our Delaware Thunder YouTube channel, which, of course, you can always link to at federalhockey.com. We encourage you to like us on all of our social media as well. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, at Delaware Thunder are the handles that you need for that. But again, tickets are available if you want to come out in person tomorrow night, where the Thunderbirds will be looking to, I don't want to get ahead of myself here, but looking to move to 4-0 with a win over the Thunder. Doors open at 6:30. Face-off is at 7 o'clock.
Right, and you talk about it. They scored 4 goals in the first 2. They got 5 tonight. They only give up 1. Clearly, they can win in a ton of different ways, and the Thunder are seeing that tonight. But if you are the Thunder, a new expansion team, you have to take the positives out of tonight, especially you split with Columbus, who's also a new team. Now you get a team that's been around for quite some time and clearly have a winning culture.
Carolina wins the draw, and again, Campbell, who's been so impressive tonight, just held at the point and finally dumped it in deep. Centering attempt there goes off the skate of Ulanov, but a nice keep there at the blue line for Holt. He'll play into Osaka. Osaka back to Krivolavic, but it jumps over his stick, and then a nice play by Vortinov to get it out of the zone. But coming right back the other way is Carolina's. Nigel Slade gets to the loose puck. He tries to throw it in front to Osaka. He's played off by Ulanov. Connell Helly now trying to get to it behind the net. Instead, it's Slade. Turnaround shot, save. Save Taylor again in front of Osaka, continuing to slap away at it. And finally, Aaron Taylor's able to cover up and get the whistle.
Osaka's been on the ice for a ton of good chances. He could have about 3 or 4 goals himself tonight, but Taylor's had the answer to him. Fortunately for Osaka, a couple other teammates have helped him out in the scoring department tonight.
Yeah, that line of Krivalava, Osaka, and, of course, Slade at the center, they've been generating chances all night long, much like this line. Panachik as well as Grebennikov and number 8, David Nippert for Carolina. Winning the draw that time, though, is Ryan Marker, but get into the loose puck. Again, this is going to be the story of the night. Grebennikov gets to the loose puck in the corner. Now it's Nippert. Nippert skates it into the circle. He'll just backhand to Panachik. Vlasov from the point, just plays it back behind, all the way into the corner, and it's Nippert who wins the race there. Panachik now comes in to join the battle, along with Marker and Basie. They'll get it around behind. This time it'll be Contrado who gets there first. He'll throw it out to center. But instead of finding Jack Toe, he finds Vlasov. And here comes Carolina the other way. Grebennikov's shot is blocked. Basie now come back into the neutral zone for Delaware. Quickly, they'll get a 3-on-2 if they hurry, but they don't. Nice pass to Marker. Quick shot goes wide, just under the glove of Henry Dill. Backhand attempt in front by Toe is intercepted by Bakur. He gets it around Contrado to the near wall. That's where Nippert will play it cross ice to Grebennikov, to Panachik, back to Grebennikov. Grebennikov snapshot just off of the side of the right pad of Aaron Taylor. Still loose, though, at the blue line. Klenetsky was able to keep still in the zone. This time it's Menton who will carry out for Delaware. He'll backhand a pass to Marker. Back to Menton, and it's off his skate. Couldn't ever get it to the skate blade. But now we get a penalty, or not a penalty, I'm sorry. The net is off its moorings. Again, as I think the cat and mouse net moorings game may be continuing.
I think each goalie's trying to see who can up each other with that one more time each way. But 2 times in a row we saw Basie step up into the rush, and then just there we had Menton jump into the rush. And that's what you want to see if you're the Delaware Thunder. You need the defenseman to start jumping into the rush, especially when you play these teams that have been around and are going to be able to slow down your top scorers.
Demon off the draw. Brennan Young with a shot that is deflected wide, but then a nice keep at the point there by Kieran Devine. It's played around there. Demon battling along the near boards. Bunn will come away with it. He takes the brunt of a hit right in front of the bench, but here comes Martin on the backhand. Save Taylor. A rebound shot from Martin is also sticked aside. Back out in front. Gets all the way to the point to Klenetsky. Steele now. He'll hold. Fans on a shot. Was able to regroup. Puck is loose in the slot, and Bunn sends one high and wide. Another shot from Martin. And now it's just helter-skelter as Carolina has dominated the play in the offensive zone. Steele again at the point. He'll throw one on net, and Aaron Taylor will cover up, and 6:30 to go in the third.
And like you said, it was helter-skelter in the defensive zone there for the Thunder, shot after shot, and Taylor was equal to every task with the pressure on with just 6:30 to go in period number 3.
They'll keep the Bunn line out. Michael Bunn, who's a goal scorer tonight, out with Daniel Martin, who's also scored, and then Connor Haas, who's also found the net for Carolina. On the draw, Haas wins it. Klenetsky backhands it ahead. Martin now at the circle. His pass deflected by McIntosh back behind the net. Bunn will chase around, bodied by Eric Masters, and now we're going to get a penalty on Carolina. I don't know if we're going to get an elbow or an interference, but either way, I think it's Martin that's going to go off. Plays into the corner. Dill finally sticks the puck, and that brings the whistle. So the Thunder will be going back to the power play.
It will be done for interference. He is not happy with the call. 6:12 to go, 2 minutes on the clock, and this will be big for the feeling going into tomorrow at this power play. The last power play didn't even get a shot on goal, hoping to do a bit better on this one.
Well, and if I'm being totally honest here, I don't know that I like that call either. You got 2 guys that are racing towards a loose puck. Not quite sure how you call interference there, but either way, the Thunder beneficiaries of the call here. And as you mentioned, we'll try to cash one in on the power play that has been ineffective tonight. They win the draw. Pens at the point. Plays it to the corner. That's Evgeny Demon. Pens to Demon in the circle. Through the slot. Tries to get it to Marker. But it pass sort of handcuffed him. And now Carolina comes back on the other way. A 2-on-1. Nigel Slade to Osaka, whose backhand shot goes through the crease and wide. And now the Thunder will bring it back the other way into the Carolina zone. Here's Ryan Marker. He'll deke again. His shot stopped by Dill with the paddle into the corner, and then Campbell comes with the body and lays the wood on Marker. Back to the point. That puck deflects off Pens and into the Carolina bench.
Oof, a couple great moves by Marker, but a better answer from Dill, who doesn't want that goals against going any lower than it already is tonight. He had a couple shutouts to start the season. Right now, only giving up 1.
5:39 to play. There's 1:27 left on the penalty to Bunn for interference. And interestingly enough, even though it's kind of a solo effort, that's probably the best power play offense that we've seen from Delaware so far tonight.
Coming into tonight, too, 40% on the power play. Obviously, like we said, inflated being this early in the season, but a good start, and tonight just struggles.
Marker initially won the draw, but then loses the puck along the near wall. The Thunderbirds are able to clear it out. Evgeny Demon plays it at the red line, back to Pens. Pens back to center. It's Marker. He'll play it back to Pens. Pens, as the puck bounces off of his stick. And Carolina regains control in the neutral zone. Rubenikov gets it to and he scores. The pass to Panachik, he kind of fanned on a shot and it bounced through the crease, and Grebenikov was just standing there, Johnny on the spot, and is able to hammer it home into an empty net, and Carolina goes up 6-1.
It's a short-handed goal for the Thunderbirds. It's Grebenikov on the easiest goal probably he's scored in his entire career. Taylor made a good pad save on the initial shot, but the rebound sat loose in the blue paint, and all Grebenikov had to do was tap it into the yawning cage. It's 6-1. It's a short-handed goal.
A minute 2 remain on the penalty to Bunn. And now it's even more so imperative that the Thunder trying to cash one in here in the last 5 minutes, because you could just feel the air kind of get sucked out of the building after the last 2 goals for the Thunderbirds, who've played a very consistent game. 2 in the first, 2 in the second, now 2 in the third, and they're up 6-1. Off the draw at center, Connor. His shot's blocked to the side. Eric Masters now plays it along the far wall. All the way around, but they can't keep it in. And DeCristofaro has to play it back at center. Stretch pass is tipped by Krivahalik. Cristofaro now carries it in for the Thunder. He'll play it around behind. Intercepted there. But a nice play. Connell Helly stripped Kliknetsky of the puck. Finds himself in the high slot and takes a quick snapshot. But again, Henry Dilly just makes everything look so easy.
Such a smart goaltender, too. You know, it's a 3-on-1. It's a very broken 3-on-1, obviously, already deep in the offensive zone. But anything can happen. He can pass that out, or he can take the shot. Dill just comes out to the point and said, I'll take care of the shot. I'll let my defenseman worry about the rest.
And when you've got championship pedigree defense in front of you, maybe that makes that feeling a little bit easier. Off the draw, Contrado at the point. His shot deflects off the skate of McIntosh back into the corner. Joe Osaka will play it there. He'll backhand it to Holt. Holt spins and just clears the zone. Tried to find Nigel Slade on the stretch pass. Just a little too far out in front of him as we're down to 15 seconds of penalty time. Contrado hands it off to Ryan Marker. Marker tries to skate around Slade, and he does. Across the blue line. Around the circle. He'll go all the way around behind the net. He continues to turn. Fires it across for Pens. Pens winds and fires. His shot's deflected in front, but stopped by Dill. Contrado with a turnaround shot, and that goes wide. Toe now. He'll play it to Marker. Marker back to the point to McIntosh. McIntosh snapshot blocked by Osaka, but Contrado comes up with the loose puck. His spinning shot into the skates of Holt, and he'll clear back to center. Pens plays it off the far wall, picked up at the red line by Bunn. Quickly, we got a 2-on-1 with Osaka. Bunn to Osaka, quick shot save made by Aaron Taylor, and Charlie Pens is able to clear it back to center. A sprawling save with the shoulder by number 39 for the Thunder.
And it won't look great because he's given up 6 tonight, but he's made some great saves.
Another great chance here as Bunn is stopped on a sliding save by Aaron Taylor after a beautiful setup by Daniel Martin. Nearly made it 7-1.
And right on cue once again. Would have felt pretty bad. That's the announcer jinx if he let in another one right there. But another huge save on Bunn. Back-to-back on him and Osaka.
3:34 to play. Carolina leads by 5. They'll keep their top line here. Haas, Bunn, Martin out. Draw one by the Thunder, but then Basie's wraparound attempt is intercepted by Martin behind the net. He'll hold. Now he'll play it along the near wall to Bunn. Bunn off the near boards. Tried to get it back to Steele, but instead it's Brennan Young coming through the neutral zone. 2-on-1, quickly developing. Brennan Young, quick shot, score! Brennan Young beats Henry Dill to the short side, and it's 6-2.
A good individual effort by Young. Puck's coming out to the point. He doesn't wait for the defenseman to step up, Vlasov, and make a play on it. He makes the play, chips it by, works right by another man, and buries one on a great toe drag. 6-2 here, and we talk about the confidence going into tomorrow. That could help a bit.
Absolutely. Certainly got a little life back in the building here. Brennan Young, his second of the season, makes it a 6-2 game on the ensuing draw. Again, the newest member of the Thunder, who we haven't talked about much tonight, Thomas Minucciello. He's out on the ice as the puck comes through center. Vlasov controlling there for Carolina. He plays it off the far glass. It's kicked ahead there by Grebennikov, who regains control just outside of the blue line. Can't get it around Brennan Young, who's trying to get out on another break, but he fumbles the puck, and Grebennikov picks it up again. But Brennan Young again is able to get it at center. Having a hard time stick handling that puck now. 2:45 to play. Back behind. Bakur plays it up to Grebennikov. He'll carry it through center. Menton marks him there, and he'll just dump it in, and Aaron Taylor gloves that one out of midair for a stop.
Yeah, late in the third period, you talked about Young struggling there. Looked like the puck was bouncing a bit on him, and that's what'll happen after, almost 60 minutes of full play here. I know they clean the ice after every 20 minutes, but it still gets a bit chippy and bouncy, that puck, and that cost Brandon Young there.
2:35 to go. The Slade line back out with Osaka as well as number 26, Krivolovic, who scored twice tonight for Carolina. Krivolovic has it here. He's marked by Menton. He'll reverse course, though, and play it back to the point to Campbell. Campbell shot deflected, score. Nigel Slade got a stick on it in front and take a weird bounce and hopped over the shoulder of Aaron Taylor. So after that good feeling for the Thunder on the Brennan Young goal, Carolina answers with one of their own. It's 7-2.
And it's an absolute phenomenal tip from Slade on the shot from who else but Campbell from the point. And as quick as it was 6-2, now it changes to 7-2, and the Thunder, like you said, are not feeling good once again.
Off the draw, Campbell controlling in his own zone. He'll spin away from Masters and stop behind his own cage. Outlet pass fanned on there by Osaka as he's hounded by Vortinoff, but now Slade comes away with it through center. Into the Delaware zone, tries to get around Menton. He'll just play it around behind the net to Osaka. Joe Osaka faked the backhand, then lost control, but he lost pens at the same time. Now Osaka tries to knife it back to the point to Holt. Vortinoff couldn't clear the zone. That goes back around the back of the net to Taylor, and that's where Menton will play it. He gets it out of the Delaware zone, gets it to Eric Masters. Masters chips it along looking for McIntosh. Instead, it's Connor Haas on the back check for Carolina. He'll backhand one to Klinetsky. His pass from Martin, too far there to Cristofaro. Reversing course for the Thunder. Here's McIntosh. He'll carry across the blue line. Tried to find Contrato. Good defense there by Klinetsky. Intercepts that pass. Nice little chip pass through center. Here's Bunn trying to go around Kieran Devine. Quick wraparound shot and a good pad save there by Aaron Taylor. Puck still loose in the corner, though. Bunn takes it through the legs of Devine. Back to the point. Here's Klinetsky. Over to Steele. His one-timer is in the skates of Haas. But guess who's got the puck? Martin. His quick shot patted away by Taylor. And again, Martin gets to the loose puck. Again, I feel like I'm a broken record with Carolina getting to the loose puck tonight. But now all of a sudden, Vortinoff with a chip pass to Contrato. He tries to deke around Steele, but a nice play there by the Carolina defenseman keeps Contrato from getting a chance. Puck still loose in the corner, and he'll just loft one back towards the blue line. Connell Helly grabs it there. He'll play it back around behind the net. But now it's Carolina coming the other way. As Martin gets it to Bunn, he'll wind and fire one from the red line. Taylor will pad that one down as we've got 40 seconds left in this regulation contest. 7-2, Carolina. DeCristofaro loses it at center. Now here's Nippard for the Thunderbirds. He'll play one across. Bakur with a shot on a bouncing puck goes nowhere. And Connell Helly will get it out of the Thunder zone. He'll play it through center and just all the way down along the near boards into the Carolina zone. Vlasov will play it there. 20 seconds to go. Ahead to Grebennikov. Tries to backhand one out of the zone, and he does ahead to Nippard. Nippard one-on-one with Basie. He'll now spin his way back into the corner. Drops that pass for Panachik. That's sticked away by Ulanov. And now it's Nippard. Puck's in front in the high slot. Ulanov's there, and we get the final horn. The Carolina Thunderbirds now move to 3-0 on the season after a rather dominating performance tonight against the Delaware Thunder. It was tight for a while early. Delaware undone by penalties in the first period, but Carolina put two more on the board in the second, added two early in the third, and if not for a Brennan Young tally late here in the third period, there wouldn't have been a whole lot to cheer about for the Thunder in that final frame.
Right, and you said it, it was the difference between an experienced, a very talented team, and Delaware's got a lot of good players on the squad, obviously, as well, but an experienced Carolina crew just in that third period when we said, how are they going to play it? They showed us how they played it, and they were very dangerous and very good in that third period. They put up a pair of goals, and they really put the contest away.
They'll have a lot to discuss here overnight tonight and in preparation for the game tomorrow, because these two teams will be right back at it, right back here tomorrow night at Thunderdome, here at the Center Ice Arena at the Delaware State Fairgrounds in Harrington. Our final score tonight is 7-2. On behalf of Matt Massil, who, man, that was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, it was. We had a great time. Hopefully tomorrow, different outcome.
I would agree with you there. So we'll see you back here tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. My name's Gary Schofield. Thanks for watching this presentation of Federal Hockey League action. Final score once again, Carolina 7, the Delaware Thunder 2. We'll see you right back here tomorrow night at 7 o'clock.